All right, guys, welcome to the Media Hijack Podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Chris, Unholy Jesus.
Happy Tuesday, everyone.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Media Hijack, episode number 94. Yes, long way, big numbers.
Hell yeah.
Also, before we get started, as always, if you guys want to buy some official Media Hijack t-shirts, Chris has his on today.
Oh yeah.
Head over to the MediaHijack.com, grab you a shirt. And I did buy like the new shirt that I got, and it came in a cool package.
What?
It has a little Media Hijack logo on the top.
Oh shit.
So the company that's printing it for us,
They're official.
legit,
Okay.
out of Texas.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so it looks very professional. It makes us look good. Because I got the package, like, oh, this is how it looks like. I like, that's pretty cool. It looks like we're real,
I like that.
the real company.
I like that. No Amazon slapped all over it. Just
Yeah, it's just as Media Hijack big too, like our big logo right on the damn mill,
I love it.
on the package. I was like, that's cool. We look cool as shit.
I love it.
I took a picture. I could have sworn I sent it to you, but I didn't, huh?
No.
Damn, maybe another reality I sent it.
Yeah. Everything you send me that's show related, I save it. I literally have a folder of like Media Hijack shit, everything.
Memories, huh?
Yes. You know.
Just in case
just
I
in
die in an
case.
earthquake and
Hey.
there's the internet is down. You can show those people in the library, like, hey, I used to be on this show
I don't know, man. It's
You
on
know,
a cl-
before-
it's on a cloud.
before everything got shut down.
Before this nuclear war started.
You know, after COVID. the great reset.
The Great Reset.
Also, guys, if you guys want to visit our Reddit, join our Reddit community. I posted all the links down there. You guys can post whatever you want. I occasionally check it once or twice a day just to see what you guys post.
Yeah.
Also, if you guys want to catch the replay for this video, you can head over to our YouTube page. Catch the replay for this video. Let it play in the background while you do your laundry.
And also too, for anyone who's listening, if any of you guys have any ideas too for anything you want to go to, I seem like lately I'm beginning like people asking me like, hey, you should do this on one episode. Do this on one episode. I highly encourage that. I like that because it makes me having to look up stuff that much easier.
What they tell you?
Just certain topics. Some I was like I could go with it. Some I was like I don't know because it doesn't really fit into our realm, or maybe I don't know. Is this maybe I don't have enough knowledge of some things. I need to look more into it. One was a friend of mine was saying like, oh, you guys should do an episode about a guy in Colorado who's like cryogenically frozen, and he's like in a coffin, and people like, and this is what he wanted, and people go up there and visit him all the time, and he's just on display, and he wants to be waking up in like certain amount of years because he's trying to cryogenically sleep or something. I don't know.
Like Walt Disney?
Yeah, that type of thing. Yeah, but it's some town in Colorado. I didn't even heard of this place before, but like crazy stuff like that. I've been getting ideas.
I didn't know like anybody actually did that though.
Yeah,
But that's officially like on paper, like somebody actually did that.
I gotta look more into it. But from what I've seen for the pictures, this dude like this solid frozen solid. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, is this real? I don't know. But people like this, from my understanding, people go there annually to go visit this person that's supposed to.
Wow, I didn't even know.
Yeah, it's like a trap. So I want to do an episode about that. So I highly encourage these ideas. It's dope. I like stuff like
Reminds
this.
me of that movie Encino Man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Where,
yeah.
what's his
the
name?
caveman?
Something Fraser.
Brandon Fraser.
Yeah, where he was,
Brendan Fraser.
he was frozen and he was a caveman.
Caveman, yeah.
I was like, that's cool as shit.
Polly Shore.
Yeah, this is the peak of Pauly Shore before he fell off.
He died with the 90s.
Yep, died with the Biodome, which was another cool movie.
I liked him in the 90s. I don't care what anybody says. I thought
Yeah,
he was funny
cool
as hell.
shit.
Whatever shit he's doing.
Chinese baby. Also, you guys can rate, comment, subscribe on our iTunes and on YouTube.
Yeah.
Also, okay, so the main story, well, not the main story, but the first topic we're gonna do would be like the goat man in the Ukraine, not
Yeah.
Ukraine, UK.
Yeah.
But I have one little side story.
No,
It's
get
like a little theory that I have because this happened to me the other day.
Is
So
it with the goat man?
no,
Okay, so I'm complete. Okay.
yeah, it's a weird story, but I came up with a theory when it happened.
Okay.
So you guys ever walk around like in public, right? Nobody around you, but then out of nowhere, you smell like somebody just farted,
Smells like
like in the wind, and you're like, me when that happened, I was sniffing it. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I know it's fart, but it's foreign. You know, like it's not like the typical
American fart,
Southern American fart.
Yeah. He's like, it's something in our diet.
It's not no potato salad with mashed potato kind of fart. I was like, this shit smells kind of foreign. So then my brain went into like hyper mode, right? I'll start thinking like, what could be the cause of this? So what I came up with, I was like, what if somebody farted in Japan last week in the wind, right?
Yeah.
And it finally hit the States at the exact moment where I'm at in Georgia. In this moment, I finally smell whoever farted in Japan, Okinawa, Japan, by the way.
Specifically, Okinawa.
Yeah, it has like a little bit of like I smell like the seafood saltiness, the diet. I was like, this is an Asian diet fart.
Like, this is not an American fart. I'm not saying I know the difference. A lot of farts to me smell like Lay's potato chips. That's just me.
Maybe that's all your farts.
Eggs, maybe. But I see what you're saying though. Like when you smell a fart, you're like, that's not the diet of an American. I can tell the difference. Like, man, oxtails. What am I smelling? Is it Jamaican? What about this? Something smells off with it. But I was about to say not the bad way. It's all farts are bad. But so okay. So based off of that, with the fart smelling different, and being in Atlanta, you looking around like, man, nobody would eat that. Whatever it is, would eat it. It had to come from a whole other part of the world.
That's what I was thinking.
And then
there was nobody around.
It rode a wave or some kind of like wind wave or something across oceans, thousands of miles, across the whole United States.
Made it
to Atlanta,
to my nose, and everybody.
That'd be kind of amazing if that was true.
Yeah, and I smelled it. I was like, holy shit, I could be smelling a fart from somebody in Japan.
And what if nobody else, like, it just went specifically to you? Nobody else, like, caught it.
Everybody missed it, except for me.
What?
Yeah, but that occasionally happened from time to time. You know how you walk around and you just get a whiff smell?
Yeah, if you're like on a bus or if you're like on a public transportation, all the time.
Yeah, that's normal. There's so much different people there. But I'm saying, like, when nobody's around you and then you get random smells, like trigger smells.
Oh yeah, like, hey man, what?
Yeah, because there'll be some times where I smell like random like perfume, right? But then it'll trigger like a memory because scent trigger memories
more than anything else. Yes, that's true.
So this would trigger like a memory to where I remember my second grade teacher.
Dude,
she smells just like this, and then I remember her reading a story to the class with her red lipstick. I was like, damn, this smells like that teacher.
I remember some years ago. This is like this. I don't know what the name of this peppermint is or whatever, but some lady walked into the CDC with that same type of peppermint. I remember the smell. I'll never forget it. It's the only time I ever smelled it. And she walked. I know she was like chewing a gum, and she's like talking to me, "Hey, what's up?" And she walked, and we talked back and forth, and she walked away. And then my brain immediately thought about like, boom, being back in Baltimore.
Whoa.
Pre-K. This lady has me on her side. A big black lady. She had glasses. I can't remember her name, but I remember she was teaching me how to read on the side. I think maybe I was having issues with reading or whatever. But I was like she was like what do you call it? Like not a student teacher or whatever. I think maybe a student teacher, like
a
teacher aide. Yeah, like that. Yeah,
yeah. Teacher.
She wasn't the full teacher. She was the main teacher.
Yeah, we had those too when they were young.
And so I remember she was reading to me one day, and all I could just smell the whole time was that gum. She always chewed this gum every time I saw her, and I remember that day when she teach me like how to read, I could smell that gum the whole time. But it took me back that far to like,
damn.
Oh my God, like that gum smell is like, smell is very powerful. It'll take you back to time.
It is powerful.
Like no other. More than sight, I think.
That's why like what Bob says, more likely it's a ghost farting on your face or on you.
Why gotta be that?
It could be just as simple as that, because like there would be times like we used to live in like this apartment in LA, right? And we would sit in front of the couch. Then out of nowhere, you smell like cigarette smells. Like, okay, maybe a ghost is smoking right here. You ever get that? Like when you smell the cigarette smell?
Yeah, catch that whiff of cigarette smoke. That shit is man.
It's scary. Yeah.
If I was a ghost, I would smoke too. Shit, all the time now.
Yeah, if I was a ghost,
for life.
Fuck that. I'll destroy the whole power grid.
I go in and out of it. just
we all going down.
Y'all come.
If I'm out, you guys are out too. All right, let's get started.
Yes, sir.
We can get started on the goat. The goat man. Bob says, yeah, that shit be too strong. It'd be so strong. Bob remembers. See, I'm not just making stuff up, man.
So she knows. Oh, but the cigarette smoke?
Bob was there too. My story is real life. You know, like XP is wild.
The experience?
To XP is too high.
All right. Just giving you guys a heads up at first. This story is hella short. Just spoiler alert. But nah, this is interesting. So before I even go to the story, I was trying to do more research about how many goats were like common in the area. Just off of goats and not even so much as like man goats, but just goats in general. And they're not foreign. And I mean they're not really big in that area. They get like maybe some other small creatures, but the creature that they're going to describe in the story, and excuse me, I'm sorry.
Whoa.
Ooh.
You good?
Came from my toes, sorry. From like the stuff I was looking up about this story, the goats aren't really common in that area for one.
So this it's in the United Kingdom, right?
Yeah, more specifically, holy shit, the name is hard as hell to pronounce.
Okay, so what's the title of the thing?
Okay, so the story I came across was a 6-foot man goat spotted lurking near a UK village in the middle of the night, right?
So they spotted a man that looks like a goat.
Yeah.
In like what 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning in the United Kingdom.
Yeah, and so it took place in Northamptonshire. Yeah, Northamptonshire. I've never heard of it. It's probably big over there, but not to my knowledge.
When I think Shire, I think Lord of the Rings.
Like Irish Shire. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, I can see that type of green grasses and
I see like Ireland.
Shoulder-length hair, swords. So there was an incident right off their highway. It was I think it's like happened near A425, which is like a road near the Staverton village, right? It's like 2 o'clock in the morning, right? And this happened recently. This was like February 20th that this story started going out. Supposedly a guy was out like at 2 a.m. and he actually went online and told his story on several websites trying to like get people like, hey, like, am I going crazy? What's going on? Are anybody else having these other type of incidences around this area or globally on the internet? Can anybody help me with answers of what I just saw? So basically, from what his story goes, is at 2 a.m. he was driving down the road. You want to get that? Keep going?
No, keep going. Okay. Yeah, that's just the mailman.
He was driving down the road, right? Near this rural area, and it says when something crossed the road in front of him, basically driving down this road, right? And something just ran across the road right past his headlights. He slams on his brakes, and when the headlights actually do catch it, he catches like he says it's like the height of like a person, maybe like 6 feet tall, maybe a little bit more. Had short, powerful legs and hips, which seemed to move in a circular, fluid fashion, which I couldn't really imagine what that looked like, but twisting of the hips, I guess. I don't know. It says he says it wasn't a deer because it stood up on 2 legs. So he's driving down the road.
So he's upright.
Yeah, upright.
Bipedal.
Yes, it's straight up. And then it says he said this also happened in like in the area where like in the Midlands, where the area is traditionally like rolling fields and like the wooded area type stuff or whatever.
So it wouldn't make sense for something like that. Even like a regular goat, or would it?
Well, yeah, like because he was asking, he was like, so he wanted to get online, and then because from what it sounds like, now that this story's starting to get a little bit bigger, more people in the area are starting to say like, yeah, I did see something, I may have seen something, but this is the original story where he first saw it, and he's asking questions online about it. And some people saying like, well, based off the geography of your area, it couldn't be this, and this, and this, and this. I guess he was just trying to figure out himself because he really didn't know. He says in this particular spot there are no houses, no buildings. Nearest for over a mile away. He says we drove back today. So anyways, like he's driving down the road, middle of the night, some goat ass creature just crossed the road, slams the brakes, and he says he caught the light. It was in his light for a second, right? In the headlights, it was there, and then it wasn't. And that's he was like.
Okay, so that makes the story more crazy because
not like he watched it walk away. It's like it almost, the way he describes it almost sounded like as if he didn't blink and it just went away without him blinking. He's like, okay, did I just imagine this or whatever?
Yeah, it sounds to me like he witnessed like a glimpse of another reality, like
Crossing,
like converging, like at that one point.
Like,
which it does happen. Like people talk about stories like this all the time. It's like they see it and they disappear. Like Bigfoot, his hair now is gone.
Popped in and out.
So like what you're saying, this guy saw the goat and then he blinked and then it disappeared. And then it makes you like, oh, am I tripping out?
And that's when he got online and was like, look, I'm not lying. Everybody needs to hear my story. Please, someone help me with this. People's giving advice. And coaching how the internet is. Everybody's a detective. People asking questions like, what area do you stay in? What is it like over there? Or da-da-da-da. And people giving him answers of... And sometimes he was answering... And like people ask him questions. He was answering back like, no, that wouldn't be... that. It couldn't be that... Because some people were saying it was like a wallaby. And he was like, no, that's not really big in this area. Or other people throwing like other things out there saying like, is it this type of creature or that? And he's like, no, that wouldn't exist in this area because that's not foreign in the UK. That's like that, like they've had issues before in the UK where maybe some foreign animals were in the wild, but that's because they escaped captivity, like a zoo or something. But it's never been a big thing where an animal exists that doesn't, you know. Yeah,
because if anything weird like that do exist, like in our reality, we would have been seeing it by now. Because creatures are clumsy. We're clumsy. Nobody's that good at hiding. So the only thing that makes sense is like if you believe in like dual reality, different alternate reality, like converging, like you know, like shit when you get like little glitch events. That's the only thing that can make sense to me.
Yeah.
Because if something did actually exist in this reality and we just can't find it for some reason, to me that seems stupid.
In and out.
Like Bigfoot exists. He might, but not in this reality. Because who can play hide and seek that good?
That damn good.
Fuck that. Bigfoot's not real in this reality. Come fight me, Bigfoot people.
It exists on another Earth. It just happened to have this pop dude is
just fucking going in and out of realities. Shell Shock says Bigfoot was just some dude's fursona.
He just testing out the suit.
Bob says, "Then the goats have big asses." But you know, like animals, like they walk on our fours. Yeah. There are cases with animals they walk on their two hind legs.
Like bears.
Cats be doing it sometimes.
I've seen cats do it, yes.
Dogs be doing it. They try to pretend like they're humans.
Walking on two legs, try to get food or something.
Yeah, and they're just walking normal shit, putting on their clothes like normal people.
I've seen bears ride unicycles on videos.
And that's why animals attack humans.
They can walk on two legs, I think, if they try.
So like, how dare you make me ride this little tiny bicycle?
This shit is embarrassing.
So what do you think? Like, is that story real? Like, do you believe like that guy is telling the truth, or is doing this shit for Twitter clout or whatever, or what? What's going on?
Me personally, from what I was reading about with this story, I think it could be a legit story only because in the day and age that we live in, saying that you saw a creature such a washed up, this is the 1950s type, I saw a UFO like that. Nobody really does that anymore. And I don't see why would anybody would do it, because it's a million one different things you can claim in this world that you saw, and a goat man is like super old school.
Yeah, why would you use that?
Why would you jump out the window with this?
I would say dragon goat.
Yeah, and he had wings. Yes, make this shit insane. But it's just a simple creature.
The most boring is goat man.
Like 6 foot tall. He's like, bro, he ran across the road when I was driving. When I stopped, he was like,
yeah. So that makes it more like believable.
Yeah, it's nothing too fantastic.
Yeah, he wasn't picking at some legendary storybook. Like, all right, I'm gonna pick this creature.
He's like goat man.
It's like, hey, I saw like a dude look like a goat. That's just what I saw.
He's like 6 foot tall, and he disappeared.
Can I get some followers?
And it sounded like he was like when I was reading his stuff, it sounded like a cry for help. It sounded like a cry for help because he kept saying, because it seemed like he was like, yo, somebody, please. Somebody, does anybody have answers? Because I need I get it, man. If I was in that situation, I would probably turn to the internet for some type of Reddit forum. Like, hey, look, guys, I need, like, I can't tell. If I talk to my coworkers about this, I'm going to sound crazy. I need to talk to unbiased people to get an answer, so.
Bob says she believe it.
Yeah, I believe it. Hey, look.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, the story is just, it's just out of nowhere. It makes no sense. Yeah, like, it's just like, why would he even go to the extent to make up a story like this? I'm sure this dude is not famous.
No.
He's not getting shit off this. Maybe he's like, hey, man, why you have to make up that story? Like, I didn't make it up. I just saw this, and that's just what I told. This is just my story.
This is it. This is how I look.
This is just like that same guy, like a long time ago. He got fucking abducted by aliens, and then they did the anal probe on him, and then he told his story back in like the 60s and shit. Everybody made fun of him. They're like, you gay. You let the aliens do that to you. And you would tell a story like that back then like that.
Yeah.
And that destroyed his whole fucking life. And then he went on coast to coast to clear the record and shit. You know, it's like, he's like, even like if that happened to me, like, he's saying his story is still true. He's not going back on the story. Like what he went through was like dramatic. Like what they did to him on the operating table. He said they ran a train on him, choo choo.
And if it was true at this point, you think he would back the hell off?
Yeah, because he's an old man now. He's like, and then right now he's just seeking not just answers, but other people that's been through the similar events as him. Because he's not the only one. Yeah. This thing happened to like a lot of other people where they're so afraid to talk about it because
I would be too.
They would be so ashamed.
If I got
like, remember that one story I told you where I had that dream? I felt like I got raped and shit.
Is this real? For real?
You forgot the story?
Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, good. I don't have to mention it again.
Oh no!
But I had a wild story.
I think I did.
It was like fire. I was like, ouch. I'm too tight. It's not gonna go in.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is this?
I remember now. Okay,
yeah. It was so scary and
when you got to that part of the story, it jogged my memory again. Okay.
Yeah, but it never went in though.
You fought back.
I was too tight.
He's like, damn it.
That shit was locked.
Oh, next time, Billy.
That shit had like,
I'll see you next time.
Like fucking Wakanda security. The walls were vibranium. That shit was like
force field.
It was like, you're not gonna go in here.
Got that
shit. Yeah, it was blocked off sacredly.
What do they call them? The border.
They had guards.
Was it the border tribe? The dudes with the capes, like.
Yeah, it was all made out of everything's made of vibranium and shit.
Try me, demon.
Demon's like, I'm trying to go in. Like, but it was scary. That was scary.
Yeah,
and
I mean, I can get it though. Yeah.
I'll never tell a story, but go ahead.
Even if I were to drive home tonight and get abducted by aliens, I'd be so reluctant to tell anybody. Especially if I woke back up at home and I'm like, I remember everything he did. I don't remember how I got back in my apartment. I would have to.
Usually
I would become a straight up like full blown alcoholic if that happened. Like,
yeah, because like you don't really know the true story because usually they try to wipe your memory because that's how it works. Like if you ever listen to any story, everything is all fuzzy. So what these people would do in these kind of situations, they go to like a hypnotist, and what they do, they hypnotize them to like a point where they can pull back like a memory that's been like, let's say, deleted on your memory hard drive, and then they recall like these moments that happen with like a lot of detail. That's like the only way you can like recover like information like that. You have to go like deep trance, deep meditation, because like our regular normal brain, like we're running on regular operating system, whatever's deleted in our brain is already deleted. We can't bring that back. Only way to bring it back, you have to get somebody that's good with hypnotizing people to open up that file. That's
what you're mentally blocking out.
Yeah. That's like the same thing like with like rape victims and stuff. When it happens, they can't really recall like what exactly happened because they would black out during moments and stuff. So it's the same thing. Like
trauma.
Dramatic events it'll cause you to black out. And then like 15 years later, you will remember it. You'd be like, holy shit, Chris did that to me.
It might be
like
something
that, you know?
random. Why can't it be me?
No, that's another Chris. Out in Texas. I don't know.
Gotcha.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, what's up? Everybody still here?
Bob says, just to confirm. What? Confirm what, Bob? Aliens trying to run a train on me? Get that train out of here. I got Wakanda ass.
The Wakanda cheeks.
Wakanda cheeks.
So to wrap this story up, basically with this goat guy thing, so to be what was this story? It says I lost track about that. Sorry, it says it was oh sorry. So because also he said in the account says we drove back today, as it's 7 miles from home. They went back the next day to go see if it was like the creature was still there. Of course, they didn't find nothing, and that's when he got online to ask for ideas. A lot of people like started believing more into the story when they started looking up the location off of A425, which is outside of Staverton, and the location he said where it happened. a lot of people's like, yo, that's a real spot where he claims that what was happening. So I guess the internet is gonna eventually. I'm gonna keep up with this story. I'm gonna see where this goes. If there's gonna be any more sightings now. Is this like a new thing? Because I was trying to see if this goat man has popped up in and out of this area before, and I couldn't find anything. Like
the goat man probably made like a little mistake, calculated wrong,
oops,
end up walking the Earth realm and shit when he's supposed to be on like
took a wrong turn,
underworld realm, whatever he's supposed to be. Because like here's like one story with this guy. He took like a high dose psychedelic, right? And then he would look in his front yard. He'll see these gnomes like just sitting in his front yard, like chilling, like trying to sunbathe and shit. And then they have shades on too, like fucking gangster ass gnomes, right? And then they look at the dude that's tripping out. And then they just shake their head like, man, these motherfuckers. Okay, they're doing it again. Like looking at him like whatever. They're just out there tripping. Like it's like no big deal, but like there is like another world, and they know that people here, they do stuff to hit that type of realm, that plane of whatever exists on that plane. Yeah. Which I think goat people exist there, gnomes, everything, unicorns exist there.
Everything just pops up there.
Super magic wizards and shit, they're all over there. Like, just
that's where the portal's at.
Bigfoot is there.
That's where the portal's at.
Yeah.
The main portal.
The portal.
Yeah.
Shell Shock says it was just Dave Chappelle, the black sheep's son.
I'm the black sheep.
I'm the black sheep.
Oh, Dave Chappelle with the goat legs.
I kind of remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's it for the goat story. It wasn't too much to go on. I'm gonna keep up with this though. I was digging. I'm like, man, there's gotta be more goat peoples there that popped up.
Yeah, the real goat stories out here though in the States.
Really?
Yeah, like Maryland or some shit. But we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, I'm going to talk about the legendary killing stone of Japan mysterious stone.
What?
I fucked up. I butchered that. Yes, we'll be right back.
Hold on.
And we're back. All right, so there's this legend out in Japan.
Okay.
Japan's so known. They're known for so many crazy-ass, mysterious legends. But I came across this one legend. It's called the Killing Stone.
Okay.
You guys ever heard of this Killing Stone?
No, this is new.
Of course not, right? But something happened to this Killing Stone recently, over the past weekend, like just 3 days ago. So the story behind this Killing Stone, right? Long time ago, centuries ago, hundreds of years ago, this lady, let me just read it because I kind of forgot.
Yeah, that's good. We ain't robots.
All right, so according to the legend in Japan, the rock serves as something of a supernatural prison for a woman named Tamino no Mei.
Okay.
Who was caught plotting against the country's emperor, Kanoi, nearly a century ago. Okay. So she was like plotting something bad against this emperor, and she got caught.
Okay, she
right?
Trying to overthrow him or something.
So when she got caught, she revealed her true identity. She's like, "Don't kill me. Do you guys know who I am?" And then she said, "I'm the nine-tailed fox lady."
Oh.
Yeah, let me get this right. I think it's fox. But she was like a nine-tailed fox. Yeah. A mystical nine-tailed fox. Mm-hmm. That's what she told, the emperor. Like, don't kill me. You're actually killing like a something that doesn't even belong in this realm.
Yeah, I'm a creature. I'm a mythological creature.
There's a lot of stories about nine-tailed foxes in almost a lot of religions. But this story, like in Japan, their nine-tailed fox story has to do with like her trying to overthrow, like, I guess, the emperor in Japan.
Okay. So
they caught her, right? Even though she said that shit, when they killed her, the story was like half of her body turned into a stone.
All right.
So it turned into a stone, and then it just sat there forever, like in Japan. So this stone, it was wrapped in like a rope. It was wrapped in rope.
Okay, so like when you say stone, was it like a stone, like her body, or was like a stone, like a rock or something?
A rock stone.
Okay, gotcha.
Like her soul turned into a stone.
Okay.
Yeah. So then from there on out, they named that like the Killing Stone because the rumor is that when you touch this stone, you can possibly die from it because it's so evil. Like her soul is locked in there because she's so bad. Like you remember that one show or that one show on Netflix, what those immortals, they live forever. But one since they live forever, right? They had one where she was so bad they put her in the ocean where she can drown forever, but she's alive.
Old Guard.
Old Guard.
Yeah.
That shit's so sick.
Yo, it's like you just die forever in the ocean.
Yeah. She's immortal. They strapped her up, right? Put her in a coffin, put her down in the ocean.
Which
and
makes
forever,
sense.
she's drowning forever.
Like she'll drown, she'll die, she'll
come back,
drown
again. For
that's horrible.
Hundreds and hundreds of years.
You be like, just kill me, please.
That's the ultimate.
Dude.
Oh my God. Imagine.
That's horrifying. I hate the ocean just by itself.
When I saw that, dude, I got so fucking like, I don't know, like.
I hope they make a sequel because they kind of left it like she survived. I think at the end.
Yeah, she survived.
To make it. Where's the sequel? I don't care.
She came back. She mad, of course.
Yes, she's gonna be mad. I would be. Whoa.
I drowned for 500 years.
Over and
Literally.
over.
Literally, you drown and then you die, wake back up, drown again.
And I heard it's a horrible way to go out too. That's
so like this story with the, like that rock became like 100 years later. This rock became like a tourist spot. So people would come, they would look at the rock because, it's a big rock that's wrapped in like a rope. They know like the legend about like the rock and shit. I have a picture.
Oh, let's get it.
Here's what's crazy about like what happened, right? So like this past weekend, like I think Saturday is when it happened. Okay. The rock is split. And nobody knows why it's split. Some were saying it's like foul play, but then like the fish were saying like this looks something weird, like it was just weird. I'll let you guys.
It's free. I don't care how it's split. It's free.
Yeah, well here's the picture before it broke.
Okay.
So that's what it looked like her soul's trapped in there. And this is a picture from Saturday. You see the rope, but then the rock is broken now.
What's the rope? I don't see the rope.
Like right on the bottom.
My eyes can't catch it. I'm going blind.
Yeah.
But I see the big ass rock split open.
So this was the before picture, and then something happened and it broke. And this happened on Saturday. A couple of days ago this happened because somebody, a Japanese person that was walking the trail, they took a picture.
He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he took the picture. He posted on Twitter. Then everybody freaked out because this is like a tourist spot. So like a lot of people, they knew about it. And then when they're like, who the hell broke that rock? Because it's been there for hundreds and hundreds of years.
Are they expecting like vandalism? Like I'm gonna break that to like realistic. So was there like an investigation of vandalism, or was that ever brought up? Or
this is still too early to know because it did happen on Saturday. So
if this was America, I could see it being vandalism. I don't know how people move with shit like that, but America would have been like, should have got.
Bob saying she escaped. Well, that's the rumor. Like I was thinking.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Like the fox is out on the she finally broke out of that shit. And now she's going to town on everybody. So now everybody's being fucked up right now in the village. We just don't know yet because they died before they can upload. Because the internet might be too slow.
She's right here. Oh, shit.
I'm going live. Slap. You see like a whip, like a tail, but you don't know what the fuck it is.
Shell Shock says, Inuyasha Kogome have got to get their jewel sharded now. Man, I used to watch the hell out of Inuyasha, man. Oh, I miss that show. But yes, so you get that jewel. That's weird right there with that rock, though. That is that's crazy too because you see like with the rope going around it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's like it looks like little white like paper on it. I don't know if you saw. I don't know if it's supposed to be like talismans or something. See what I'm saying? Like what's
I don't know what the little white paper mean.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like warding spells to keep it trapped. But either way, man, that shit is.
It's a really famous spot.
Free.
Yeah, she finally broke out of that. She fucking shook out of that shit. Now she's.
That's why we're about to be in World War III.
Oh shit. Maybe like she got the memo right. Like Saturday, like, hey, what's going on? Hey, World War III about to go down. We need a.
She's like perfect. Just like how I planned.
We need some mystical people up in here because, dude, there's like videos right where it shows like it looks like a dragon in China. Like it blows all this smoke right in the city.
And then you sent me that video.
Yeah, it shows like one angle it shows the dragon blowing like the smoke and shit, right? Mm-hmm. But then there's like 3 different other angles. Yeah, it's the same shit. And I'm like, whoa.
3 different people with cameras. Like, oh, what the hell?
I was like, how do you fake this? This is kind of hard. That's a little too. There has to be too much hands involved in that.
They cover it. If I was the government, I would cover it up. Honestly.
I don't think that it can cover it up no more.
The world ain't ready for it,
man. I think.
But with the whole thing with Ukraine going on, it's kind of hard for shit to blow up like that. Anyway, what about no fire stuff getting shot out by a dragon?
Yeah, even if like dragons do come down, I don't think people will even care.
They're like, yeah. So what's going on in Ukraine?
The dragon's like, what?
Like, y'all not impressed? Okay, cool.
Flying like.
Man, I like that. That's kind of cool. I like that with the cracked open rock. Well, that's not cool. I think that's, I don't know. It'd be cool if it was a movie, not real life. But holy shit.
Yeah.
So obviously she will get a revenge. I don't see her starting world peace, being trapped in there for that long.
I have no idea, but there are a lot of shows and TV series about like a nine-tailed fox lady. Like one, for example, recent one would be that one show on HBO.
Man, yeah,
the
with
Lovecraft
Country.
Yeah, with the
What's
girl
the-
from The Real World.
Jamie Chung. Or with
Yes.
Jamie, I used to have the biggest crush on her back in the day when I used
It
to watch
might
Real
be
World.
bigger now, right after
Yes,
that.
yeah.
Because that scene was a bit hot.
Hey, she was smashing and killing people
Yeah.
every 2 minutes in that show. It was
So her true self was like a kind of like the nine-tailed fox lady.
man, she looked like that, but I'm picking her side. I don't care.
Yeah.
You humans figure this shit out yourselves. I'm joining her army.
But yeah, so that story, that folklore has been told like in a lot of other countries too. This is just the Japanese version of it. But it's been told in other different countries.
I always thought Nine Tails was just like a Japanese thing. I didn't even know it was a world thing too, where other religions had like their version
like
of Nine
Korean
Tails.
had one, like fucking China had one.
Okay.
But maybe they all stole it from like one story. You know how it all starts
It's
from
a one
the
location.
center?
Yeah.
And then the story spreads out, and then they give their own different take on the story that happened. Because
Game of Telephone.
yeah, like what I noticed, like I was watching like a Korean drama, right? Like it was okay and stuff. And then I watched another drama, very similar, but it's like a Mandarin one. And I didn't know. Like, I
Okay.
couldn't distinguish like the sound because I'm not professional. But then I realized, okay, this is not Korean. Like the language is like Mandarin.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then the story was exactly the same as the Korean show. They stole it like beat by beat. They stole everything. I don't know who stole from who, but the show came out in like 2018 at the same time. So I was trying to figure it out. But then I was like, why am I wasting my time on this? I just know the story is the same. I don't know who came first.
Were the characters different?
Yeah.
But similar?
Yeah. The story was
Straight up.
completely the same. The same scenes and everything. I was like, wow. Like, who bit off who? Because it's the same shit. But then I was thinking, like, the same thing with the Nine-Tails Fox lady. Other countries were telling the same story.
But which leads me to believe if everybody's saying the same story, I don't know. Maybe that's just legit on some level, you know?
Might be real. What do you guys think? And then the rock just snapped. It just broke out of nowhere.
Oh, I thought you said The Rock.
No, the
I'm
rock.
gonna spit out my beer. I'm like, what do you do? I thought it was a whole nother news. I'm sorry.
No,
I thought we jumped to another.
a regular rock.
No, oh, fuck, man. Well, that's something we need to keep up. That's another thing we need to keep an eye out for then, as 2022 progresses, because
Yeah, keep an eye on.
we start off this year. Oof, we already win some shit.
Yeah, just keep an eye out on all the weird stuff that's happening, because there is a lot of weird stuff happening
Too much.
going under the radar. Because I've seen a lot of weird shit happening to people on YouTube posting up, and I was like, this all looks so crazy, and it's not like these guys are
Big time.
all computer graphic geniuses. It looks like a regular video, and it looks so wild, you know, like people
Just regular
walking
people.
like through walls or whatever. I know I can do that, but the way like this looked like filmed on a Mexican cell phone. Wait, that sounds crazy too.
That sounds crazy.
A Mexican cell phone. But
A cell phone in Mexico. A cell phone in Mexico.
Mexico's wild. They do so much black magic voodoo stuff over
They
there.
serious about it, man.
They do so much shit out there. They left the door wide open in the sky. The veil is so thin out there. Like you can walk there and buy a drink for a ghost. That's how thin that shit is out there. Like their shit, they have ghosts just walking around like us
Between
because
that,
they play too much.
I say New Orleans and then
Yes, New Orleans too.
I say Haiti too. That shit, they kind of Jamaica. I don't know. They be. They take that shit serious.
Mm-hmm.
When you really about that life, I don't know.
Yep.
That's old world. Before technology, that's old world shit.
And they're still doing it.
Oh yeah.
But that's all I got for the legend of the Japanese killing stone.
Word. Want me to go with the next story? You want to take a break or how you want to do it?
No, you can do the next story.
All right. I'm gonna start off with this. I'm trying to decide. Do I want to start off with a happy story or a shitty story?
Start with the shitty one.
Okay, I'll start with the shitty one and I'll do a happy one next. All right. So, all right. I thought of this story when I read this story. I thought of you.
Whoa.
Billy Waters.
Billy Walters.
Because this happened in a subway in New York.
Whoa.
It says woman smeared with human feces in latest attack on New York City subway.
Damn.
Police say. So how it goes, and I saw the video, man, homeless dude or whoever this guy was would have ended up on the third rail. I would have tossed his ass on it. So like, I saw the video, right? She's sitting, this is like on February 21st, right? In the Bronx. 43-year-old woman is like sitting on a bench, right? They caught this all on CCTV camera. She's sitting on a bench, just mind her own business. Probably waiting for a train, trying to go home, or maybe going to work. But this is like around like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. She's just chilling, and she just got walking up. He's like, because the camera's like positioned like right here, so it's like he's actually walking towards the camera. So I'm pretty sure they can like get his face if they wanted to. But see the dude walking up, and he like noticed her, and you see him like he pulls out like a plastic bag, and he puts his hand in it, and he kind of like does some kind of thing with it where it's like, hey, plastic bag is over my hand, shit's in my hand right now. Basically, kind of like he flips it inside out. So he has the shit's on the outside, and his hand is now on the inside, so the shit's not touching him. In the video, you see him walk up, and then while the lady's just like doing whatever she's doing, he takes it and just like smushes it in her face, and then like he's about to walk away, and then he takes and like starts rubbing in the back of her hair, and she's like, "What the fuck?" She's like panicking, like, "What's going on?" And he just like throws the bag and like whatever, and just walks away. Cops are supposed to be looking for his ass right now.
That's fucking crazy.
Just random. Why people? Please, listeners, please. I implore everybody, just keep an eye on your surroundings sometimes, because you just never know. I would have killed that man, but the woman. But then again, she wasn't like. But you're not leaving your house expecting somebody to do that. So
nobody would. Never.
Nobody, not even me. It says right here. Woman had human feces smeared on her face as she waited for a train in New York City subway platform during rush hour. Police are looking for the man. It says they attacked a 43-year-old woman out in the Bronx. Within the video, this dude basically just walked away. The last time I heard about this video, which was last week,
Bob says he got caught, but they let him go.
Oh, okay, I was about to ask. I'm saying I didn't hear that he got caught because I got this story right here was supposed to be for like last week's episode, and that was my fault. I should have looked it up again before tonight, but okay, that's good. He got caught. But wait, what? But he let him go. Okay, never mind. All right.
I mean, because they can't really do nothing to him. You know, that's like the same like the.
But it was human feces too. It wasn't just like dog shit.
Yeah, it's the thing. Like with the homeless people, like how to deal with them, they don't know how to do it.
But here's the thing:
like they can't just lock them up or whatever. Like it's so difficult because they don't want them in there either. You know, like.
Yeah,
the whole shit is weird.
It is a very revolving door type of system.
That's one thing that I don't think any country ever figured out.
They're like, what do you do with somebody that I mean, it's because something like this is so rare and they don't know how to process this. Like, hey, we could probably charge you with a misdemeanor, but maybe like a minor assault.
Bob says he told the cops shit happened.
See, that's why he should have got thrown on the third rail.
See, homeless people. Here's what I noticed, like in Atlanta, they're starting to do like new stuff right now. Like what I noticed, because I'm there all the time. So the new shit that what the homeless people are doing in Atlanta right now, if you guys live out here, what they're doing, they're shitting on the steps now, the stair steps. And people, you know, when they're going to different stations or they're going to their location or whatever, they're walking fast. They're not looking. So I see a lot of people that just step in shit. And then another thing, what the homeless people are doing now, they're shitting like right at the platform where the train comes.
So when people walk out.
So when they walk out, no one's looking down right away.
Man, no.
And the homeless guy is just squatting, shitting at the platform at the edge where the train, where you get off, where you're just getting off. You're not even looking down.
Maybe this is like a homeless people version of like a terrorist attack. Like, you know, let's give it to the man. You know, it's all these worker bees on and off the train. Let me just shit all their. Let's shit right in their foot traffic.
That's their TV.
And they probably just sit on the corner like, oh shit, they go, oh, we hear that squish.
Yeah, because there was one time where a homeless guy, he tried to try me, but I know all their tricks and shit. You know, I'm like veteran now. You know, I know what the fuck they're doing.
I know how y'all work.
He's like, hey, can you help me get a ticket, right? He'll flash his money, right? He'll say, hey, can you use this dollar? And I look at it, I was like, that dollar, like, you wipe your fucking ass on that shit. And I was like, I'm not customer service.
They some sick
Know?
fucks.
I go in, out, done. I'm out. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And I saw that shit. I was like, yeah, that's a shit dollar bill. So I fucking bounced. I'm like, fuck that.
So what they expect for you to take the money from them after they wipe their ass and then
because he's trying to get help because he don't know how to use the machine.
And then you put the machine in it, like the
money.
Yeah,
but then you'll touch all the shit on the money.
That's kind of like freaky shit to me. That's like I get off on this.
That's the homeless fantasy out there. Shell Shock says, we're here. We smear. Get used to it.
There you go. The revolution is here, man.
Bob says, I have issues with this. I tell Jeremy this all the time. How do you don't have eyes on your feet? Look where you're stepping.
Oh, I do this shit all the time.
I always look where I'm stepping.
Me too. If you notice,
but like the story that I'm telling, like how they shit where the platform
specific spots
when you first step off the train.
You're not gonna be looking down. No,
trust me, you don't look down right away.
You don't. I've been a lot of trains. You're not looking off when you step off.
Because when you step off, right, you're looking at
where you going,
which way you're going. Because you're in the train station, you're like, okay, what I have to catch a transfer somewhere. I don't.
You gotta worry about some people trying to get on while you trying to get off, so you don't bump into them.
Right. So
it can be hectic sometimes.
You're worried like, oh, I gotta go south, north. Like, where's the south line and whatever. You know, you're stepping off. The first thing when you step off, you're thinking, where's the north south line or east west line.
Everybody's trying to get to where they going. Ain't nobody looking. So I get it.
So like, the homeless guy, he shit on that yellow grill.
No, homeless community. It sounds like a movement. If there's one homeless dude shitting that much in Atlanta stations,
I wish they hear this podcast. I wish they listen.
They'd be like, we made it. They high five each other.
N-word, we made it.
It says the attack took place. Okay, 3 days. Okay, so I don't know. There's something going on with New York right now. So that's the shit being rubbed on the back of the hair part, right? The attack took place just 3 days before another woman was viciously kicked down the steps, hit her head with a hammer several times in Queen Plaza subway station. This woman was 57. She suffered a fractured skull and lacerations to her head, authorities said.
Man, that's crazy how they put all their subway stories like on the web like that. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of stuff happened in Atlanta where they never put on the web like that.
But I think the reason why they probably run like stories like this more in New York, because their train transportation system is probably more bigger than Atlanta's. So it's kind of like you gotta let the masses know what's going on. Cause but it says and actually the lady who was 57 suffered a fractured skull and lacerations to her head. She was taken to New York Presbyterian Hospital in critical condition. Y'all be safe out there with these damn subways. It's just popping out there.
Bob says, I ain't trying to fall in the crack. That's where I first looked. So I guess Bob never stepped in shit.
I'm like that with elevators.
Oh,
for some reason, I'm like that with elevators.
Story, but I'm not gonna tell because it's so nasty.
I think you told me this story. Was it?
It was like steam coming off the shit.
Yeah. No. Oh, you told me another one.
But Shell Shock says, in Kyrgyzstan, my foot fell through a sewer gate because I wasn't watching where I was going. Jacked my knee up in the grate and my shoe had shit on it. The boys call me Poo Shoe for the rest of the day.
Man, you didn't tell me this. Why didn't you tell me this? I used to work with you. You hide secrets from friends. That would have been...
Yeah, stepping in human shit compared to like dog shit, way different.
Yeah, dog shit would be like, you can laugh at. Human shit's like... Why would they? It's not really funny if it's human shit, to be honest.
It smells different.
Dog should be smelling
like simple dog food.
Kibbles and bits.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm not saying like I put my nose up to it.
Human shit smells like, what the fuck is this?
Cabbage. Eating corn. What is going on?
He's vegan. Are you sure? I smell protein.
This thing is lime green. They're clearly a vegetarian.
Yeah.
But y'all be careful in these subway systems, man. I don't get why. I've been on public transportation enough where that's why I have a car.
Yeah,
I've seen stupid shit to the point I'm like, I'd rather pay for a car. Yeah. It is not worth it to me.
If you can drive. Don't even waste your time with the public shit. Right. Unless it's like you live like really far up north, right? You're just trying to go to the airport. It makes sense. Like you just take that one shot to the airport. That it makes sense.
Yeah, you get it.
It is convenient. Bob says Cabbagetown. Oh yeah, East Atlanta, Cabbagetown. I gotta take a leak, but then we'll come back. I got another story.
Let's go.
We're back. All right. So in one of the latest news that just happened, so a box of human heads has been stolen. Has been stolen in Denver, Colorado.
Ayo.
So according to police, the specimen contained in the package were, in fact, human heads that were being sent to a medical research facility by an organization known as Science Care.
That should sound fake as hell.
Yeah, it sounds fake as
basic.
fuck.
We're Science Care.
And we need severed heads
for
research.
Okay.
Right? So, you know, Denver, Colorado.
Yes.
The whole Colorado is already known for, like, weird shit going on.
That is true.
And then for some reason, they're sending severed heads in containers to a Science Care facility to do study. And then for some reason, the whole plan got hijacked by some masked criminal. Came up there with a pulley, right? Not a pulley, like a hand jack or whatever. Took all the boxes of heads.
How many heads was it?
A lot of heads. Took all that shit.
What are they gonna do with those heads? I'm not even worried about.
This might be like some shit going on in a world we don't know about.
Yeah, this is like we live in the real world, and there's like this world.
Yeah, like Red Cross is like the cutoff.
Yeah,
like that's as far as we know. It
and
goes from it goes from Red Cross to like the black market where they
head
sell
transplants,
organs, head transplant, or whatever the fuck they're doing with heads. Maybe like the heads they store like the memory of, because in the head there's like a little crystal.
In the brain.
I'm thinking that's the fucking memory card, man. So let's say you get like the memory card of somebody who is really well known, where he has a lot of information of the dark side. So you'll want to take his head, get that crystal out of his head, upload his information onto the web or whatever computer, and start extracting all this information that the normal people don't know about.
I was thinking before. I remember some years ago, there was a guy who had like a terminal illness. I can't remember when he was gonna die or how soon he was gonna die, but he opted to do like a head transfusion surgery. This is like some years ago. This is like, when I say years ago, I mean like before COVID. So like maybe late 2010s. Maybe I think the earliest I probably heard it was like maybe mid 2010s, maybe late 2010s. But it was a guy who was like terminally ill, and it was gonna run a surgery with him to do like a head transplant. He said he was for it. I'm down to die. But for some reason at the last minute, I think he might have backed out. I might be completely wrong about this. It's been a while since I heard the story. But whatever the case may be, they didn't go along with the experiment, and then the head's transfusion thing didn't go through. What I was thinking just now is that, okay, maybe whoever's this, what's it called? Science Care?
Science Care?
I was just thinking in my brain just now that the Science Care may have tried to be like, let's take volunteers at first. Let's see who's down to do it. And then so maybe some people had terminal illness, like this one guy was like, I don't know why he backed out of it. Maybe Science Care was like, you know what? We'll just start taking heads. We're not even going to ask anymore. We gave him a choice, because they're really trying to make this head transfusion thing like within the next 50 years. I think they're trying to make this to like a legitimate surgery where.
I think that's kind of sloppy.
It's hard to do though, man. It's so many layers to it. It's tough.
Yeah, I think that's like what they tried to do like 40 years ago, but now I think they're at the point where it's so advanced now where they don't even have to take that dirty step like that.
Yeah.
So I think like what they're doing with these heads, or like what I was saying, like they were trying to just collect the knowledge from that person, whatever memory was stored in their brain.
Yeah.
Bob says don't donate to science. Yeah, don't donate to science.
I think I have before.
Don't be an organ donor, because if you're an organ donor and they see that on your ID, when they can bring you back to life, they say, "Oh, his organ donor." Stop the CPR.
I used to have that on my ID.
Yeah, take it off, because they will stop, because your organs worth more than you're alive.
Oh no, I took it off when I started drinking, and then I was like, I ain't gonna do nobody any good.
Oh.
So I got it removed. I was like, back in high school I had it on there. I was like, I want to help the world. And then I got my 20s, and man, drinking is kind of fun. But these kitties ain't gonna do nobody any good, so I'm gonna just take off this. Just remove it.
Think about it this way: the rich, they can afford any organs, man. I didn't just think like, do you think your organ's going to like good people?
Man, no.
Your organ is just going to greedy people, because the little people, guess what? They're on the list like 6,000 people ahead of them.
Shit, they might be used. They might be parts used for.
Yeah, the
people on the list might be getting used.
Come on, yeah, that's why I'm saying don't do the organ shit unless like, if you know the person in real life, then it makes more sense.
Yeah, real shit.
Like, all right, I'm giving to this exact person.
I know this guy.
I'm not gonna give it to Jeff Bezos for the 6th time.
No more.
Why his liver always fucked up like that? Why his kidney going out all the time?
Every 6 months he's getting a new one.
Jeff Bezos, come on, this is your 7th heart transplant.
Where you getting this from, man?
Why you so buff now?
Yeah, for real, man. He was like J.K. Simmons a little bit.
Yeah, money make you live longer, man. But you know, like the oldest people that live in this world, they're in Asia.
Oh shit.
They said like there's like, I don't know how many people, like 700,000 people in Japan that's over the age of like 90.
Wait, 7,000?
700,000.
Holy hell, that's a lot.
So you gotta think like, okay,
a damn city's worth of people.
What are they doing so different from every other country? You gotta start looking at the diet. What's their diet?
What was this at again?
In Japan. Yeah, I mean,
man, I'm surprised by Japan. I always thought it was kind of like stressful over there with like the work and stuff.
It is stressful, but
unless they learn how to deal with it better, stress better than most people. Stress kills. That shit is. I think that's the number one killer.
I think they got more outlets like for help and stuff. But not just that.
Stores,
but their diet is more. It's more cleaner than the diet out here in America.
That's true. That's another thing. The mental health thing. I do remember hearing a story. I think it was like did they have a puppy store out there? I think if you walk in, it's like a legit like puppy store where if you can walk in there and you can like get in this this fenced off area, and if you're having a bad day, you just play with some puppies. You're like, oh, okay, and then you leave and then pay your fee. But it's like mentally, it's supposed to help you out. Like just
in where? Japan?
Yeah, I think it might have been in Japan or something. They like. I'm just going off of what you're saying with
yeah. I think they do have stuff like that. Yeah, because they do have like cat cafes.
Yeah, cat cafe. That's another one.
You can go to a cafe and then you can just chill with fucking cats.
Well, like that's. People think it's crazy, but it's like the little things. It's kind of like.
Yeah, Japan is like they do stuff like
experimental stuff, but
a lot of experimental stuff. Like let's say, like I remember you brought this story a long time ago about how you can rent like a boyfriend, or you can rent like a dad or a mom.
You can just rent somebody. Yes.
Yeah. So like the service, like when it first started in Japan, it was controversial, but then it ended up being like really like a lot of people really caught on to the concept. Like let's say you're like a single mom, right, and the husband happens to have an affair, or he got into a car accident and died, but she still have kids. So she had to rent a husband.
Just for a little bit.
Rent a husband, and then he passes all the background shit, and then he has to play the role of the father of the kids, and people actually pay people to play that role for the kids.
There was one they even had, too, where it was employees of, like, any kind of corporation they work for, some whatever, like, white-collar job they work, some kind of office area or whatever. If you got tired of getting bitched out by your mean boss, you could like hire somebody to go in there and take the ass chewing for you.
Get bitched out for you.
And it's a real thing. And
while you're playing World of Warcraft.
And people think it's insane, but it's little stuff like that stresses. Mental health is real, man.
It is real.
In Japan, I've noticed like a side of Japan where they have stressed out their people to the point where people have worked themselves to death, and I do feel like in some kind of level, and I don't live in Japan, somebody could probably check me on this later, but I do feel like I do see some things on some levels where they are trying to make a course correction on maybe trying to like lower stress levels, where instead of like turn into like a bottle of alcohol, go pet some puppies,
Yeah, that's why like their night scene is so fucking lit, because like their day life is so stressful, work this, work that, everything is on, like they operate like fucking machines pretty much. They do this, do that, whatever. But at the end of the night, that's where shit get
like, am I happy?
You're wide open. That's why they have so much wild shit out there. Because there's actually like a documentary on Netflix that shows that It shows like the people that, you know, they work like their office job, but then at nighttime they're completely different people.
Really?
Like for example, they had this one old lady, like her regular lifestyle, right? She owns a restaurant, she feeds people, but at the end of the night, she's a DJ.
Oh,
Old lady.
Oh, I like that.
Like wrinkle, yeah, it's so cool. The story is so cool. Like she's like an old lady, wrinkle everything, but then she's like a DJ and she's learning how to do scratch, you know, like the scratch technique or whatever.
Sounds like a movie. It sounds amazing.
Yeah,
I like
and then
that.
she's taking classes for it, but then she becomes like this very popular old lady DJ, to where she brings a lot of the young audience over to, you know,
especially in a culture that's mainly for young audiences.
Right.
You are an old lady
Yeah.
I like that. That needs to be a movie. I like that.
Yeah, it is. The story is
respect
crazy
it.
because if you look at it, right, you look at the old lady, like let's say like you live with her, right? You're like, why would you want to be a DJ, do this like the young kids? Like your days are over. That's like, if you look at her, that's what you would think.
You're like, oh, sit down.
It's like your days are over, old lady. Just like cook in your restaurant, you know. But then like she's out there, she got her shades on indoors and shit.
Oons, 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 oons.
Yeah, the fucking.
Just getting it.
She's telling her customers that, yeah, I got a show like at 1 o'clock, right after the restaurant closed, like 1 o'clock in the morning and shit. I'm like, damn. Old lady, you.
I'll be in at noon tomorrow. I'm gonna be up late.
She's living it up, man. Like she finds like, imagine you get that old and then you find her really true passion.
Dude, never stop. The moral of the story is never stop living. I like that. Just because you old.
Yeah, the one I saw, I was like, damn, that's so like
inspiring, man.
it is like,
what the hell am I doing with my life right now?
Yeah, whatever little spark you see, a little spark, hey, chase that spark,
Chase
man.
it, man.
Because
even if just anything that makes you happy,
yeah,
and you ain't killing nobody.
she did that. I was like, this is so fucking cool.
I like that. A movie, Hollywood. Stop doing all these bullshits you pushing out and just make
Reptile Hollywood.
Yes, Reptile Hollywood. Stop doing these remakes. I will watch a movie like that for real. An independent short film, or not even short film, just an independent movie. I would watch that. I like stuff like that.
Thing with Hollywood, like their production is so like far ahead from everybody in every
on a
country.
globe.
Yeah, like
it's
the
insane.
production levels and how they do their movies. It's like
Top notch, man.
Nobody can even compare to them. But the story, different.
Stories are different. Yeah.
I think they're lacking on the story now. I think they're falling back on old stories. They cannot come up with new stories now. And then the new stuff that they come up with is soulless.
Yeah.
You can't even feel that shit.
No.
Like it's like watching like like for example, right? I subscribe to HBO just so I can watch Fast and Furious 9.
What?
You know, I just want to see how far this franchise is going.
Man, I stopped watching that shit. I've been wanting to check it out. I think I stopped at 7.
I stopped at 5.
Oh damn, yeah. You was before me.
That's the one I was in. No offense.
Oh,
The rest was shit.
After me, it was horrible.
Yeah. But I watch 9 because I just want to see like what the fuck are they doing.
Yeah.
Man, that movie is so boring.
Bonkers, man. I thought
It's so
crazy.
boring. It's so soulless. It was nothing. There's no story. It's just action. John Cena. Oh, family. That's it. Cars.
What was the one with the submarine?
Spaceships.
Fuck. What? So wait, now was John Cena. I thought that was 10. Oh, dude, I'm losing track.
9
of this
is the
shit.
last one.
Okay, 9 is okay.
But it's so stupid. They were even in space shooting up a satellite.
And they came out
in a homemade spaceship from a car. I like this.
I never seen this one, but I heard they bring back the dudes from Tokyo Drift, the white dude.
Yeah, they brought the white.
And he's
dude
like
back.
a scientist or something.
Yeah, he's like a scientist with Bow Wow. Yeah, that's where they flew the rocket.
I heard they built it or something for him.
They built a homemade.
I never seen it, but I did hear that part.
Yeah, and then he's flying. The redneck's flying a jet, right? On the top is like a fucking another rocket, and then that's where they lifted up into space with Tyrese and Ludacris and shit.
How much more do you think this franchise is going for?
They need to kill it now because it's so stupid.
They should have stopped after. I'm gonna say the most obvious answer. When Paul Walker passed away,
they should have stopped, and they made him.
And they did the ending. The way they did the ending.
Look. Before I stop talking about this, they fucked up again. At the end of the show, I don't care. I'm spoiling this shit because the movie's trash anyway.
Go in, man.
Yeah, but at the end of the movie, like they have this scene where everybody's all eating at the table.
Same typical drinking Coronas and shit.
Drinking Corona shit, right?
Yeah.
And then they're like, hey, they didn't say the name Brian, but like, hey, is he coming yet?
Oh my god!
And then they show like the R34 Skyline.
He rolled up to the house,
which is Brian's car.
Green.
No, it's not green.
I thought it was green.
No.
Okay.
Like, but like in real life, he loves like the R34.
Oh. Okay.
So like it'll show like the R34 like fucking driving down like the hill and then parking into the fucking house.
Do you see
like
him?
Brian is still alive.
But you don't see him?
No, you don't see him. It just shows his car coming.
Hey,
like,
audience.
Like he never died in the series. I was like, you guys better stop that and then kill this whole series.
Dude, they should just... No, they won't. Because they already come out with Fast 10. I heard he got... Who is going to be in it? I think Roman Reigns or some shit.
Yeah, a robot wrote this. I was telling Bob that. I was like, a robot wrote the whole script. It's so fucking dumb. Whole shit. It's like...
You know what? I can't get mad at them for keep making it. I get mad at the people who keep buying these tickets to go see it.
I never bought.
That's the problem. Yeah. That's the problem right there.
What's up, Tenendo? Let's see. Shell Shock says, I watch Tokyo Drift when I'm lonely. Tokyo Drift was kind of cool.
Yeah. I think
Tenendo says, yeah, Fast and Furious, the new gen. Shell Shock says, I bet they used Paul Walker's brother again.
Yeah, they used him in the
number 6.
When they drove away separate from each other. Like
they used him because they were filming number 6 with the real Paul Walker, but then he died like halfway. Yeah. And then they used his brother to finish the rest.
And then it should just ended right there. That's why I said just end it on that one, man.
And then on this last one, they still put Paul Walker in the story at the end. Like, hey, is he coming? And then he rolls down in the R34.
What's the point of that?
I thought that was very disrespectful, man.
Just let it go.
Vin Diesel was like one of the main producers on that shit.
But then again, I can kind of realize where if they did kill him off in the movie, would it be considered tasteless though? Also, you know what they should have did, and this is why I thought Paul Walker's character in with Jordana Brewster, that his chick, what's his name, Mia or some shit, the one he had like kids with or whatever. Mm-hmm. They should just had him ride off into the sunset, and you never see them again. Just write him out the story. Like, why he gotta be?
Yeah, but she's still in there.
Well, I guess she's out of a job. I guess I don't know about, but that would suck. I don't know. They should end this shit. I don't know. People still seeing it though. So.
They did add this new character in there, and I recognized her from Games of Thrones. She was one of the characters from Games of Thrones.
Oh, the chick Ramsey. She's the black chick?
Yeah, the black chick.
Yeah, she's hot as shit. I've never seen Game of Thrones, but I heard she was in it.
Yeah, she's hot as shit. So she actually has like a role in Fast and Furious.
Now she does?
On this one and I think like the previous one. Because I was like, man, she looks so familiar. Like, who is this? So I started looking up the cast. I was like, holy shit, that's the Games of Thrones girl.
Thanks, IMDb.
Yeah, that's where I was like, holy shit. Like, because I remember her, like, her face, from the show. Because she was doing her thing on that show. I was like, damn, please don't kill this character.
She showed boobies?
Then they killed the character.
They killed her in Fast and Furious?
No, on Games of Thrones.
Oh, man, I'm not surprised about Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I'll spoil that.
Yeah, I'm not surprised about Game of Thrones. Everybody gets killed.
Yeah, but she is naked on that Games of Thrones. Like, if you guys want to watch that.
Right. Looks like I'm watching Game of Thrones now.
Start from season 1, please.
She's not in season 1.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I got to get through it. I don't remember seeing her in season 1.
Just go through it. You'll start talking like them, too.
My dear sir. Like that. Elementary, my dear Watson.
Owing the Lannisters money and shit.
All right.
Yeah, then you'll watch, like, here's the crazy thing about Games of Thrones. A lot of people, I don't know if they put it under the rug, but the controversial shit that I was thinking about was one of the characters in Games of Thrones, right, was a child, maybe 10, 12 years old when she first started, like, Games of Thrones. And you know how the Games of Thrones series, it stretches,
she
like,
showed her boobies.
It stretches, like, over 10 years or whatever, right? So it got to the point where she was old enough to do a sex scene.
Was it Ariana Stark?
Yeah.
I've never watched the show, but I know this. Don't ask me how I know this.
Yeah, because you get the little nasty stories. I had to watch it myself.
I heard the stories.
Yeah, so the story is like, okay,
That's
you watch a child grow up on TV,
grow into a woman,
grow into like the age of consent,
and they do
to
this.
where they can actually say, hey, about this sex scene, let's run it on so and so season. And then she runs that sex scene because when I was watching, I was like, hold on. It's
awkward, right?
She still looked like a kid.
She still has a kid face, even now as a grown ass woman.
Yeah, but she's like over 18 now, like in the movie and then on paper. So they ran that sex scene, but it's so crazy how you watch her grow up as a child and then you see her doing a nasty sex scene.
That's gotta be
so
strange.
that's like
it's like watching your daughter.
That's like one of the things where I was saying like there'll never be another movie like this or another series like this because
that shit would never happen again.
That's
so bizarre. This is a bizarre move to do.
That shit was crazy.
It wasn't even like they used a
stanza.
It wasn't even like they used a kid actress and then used a different actress as an adult. It was the same one. That's oh my god.
That was a crazy shit.
See, now I wanted to watch the show. Now I don't know.
No, watch it. It is crazy. It is actually crazier than that though. But
yeah, I've heard. I know too much about the show for something I've never really watched.
Yeah. Moving on.
All right.
What else we got?
Okay, I got this little cute story.
She was raped. Yeah, she was raped.
Oh God.
There's a lot of rapey stuff in there.
I've heard that too.
There's a lot of cancel shit in there. I'll tell you that right now.
It was too big to get canceled though, man. It was like. It was a global event, man.
It's too late.
Game of Thrones was like almost too big for me to want to watch.
It's too late to apologize.
It's like Lost. I never could really get into Lost because too many people liked it. I'm like, I don't know, I'm watching
Bob,
later.
She got into Lost. She binged the whole series.
What?
Yeah, Lost. Once you get into it, you'll get into it.
That's what everybody tells me, but I know how to end, so I can't watch it now.
Towards the end, it is bad.
It kills me.
Towards the end, you're like, just kill this story already because they did too much.
It went on too long, man.
Yeah.
All right, so happy story. Green puppy born in Nova Scotia goes viral.
A green puppy.
Yes, I have a picture. Well, I need to start sending you pictures, bro. I'll be forgetting.
Is it a mutt or what? Damn,
no,
he looks
it's like a pit bull English, some mix or something.
Damn.
Born with like green fur.
Looking like somebody dropped Kool-Aid on him.
All right, I'm not gonna read the article. I'm gonna go off the memory on this one. All right, this is someone like in Charlton, wherever. Where was that? Nova Scotia, right? So in Nova Scotia, right? This family, they have this dog. What breed was it? Whatever. It's a dog. It's a type of bulldog named Freya. Freya, this 3-year-old Valley bulldog, had just given birth to 7 puppies in their home January 7th. Right, so the puppy Freya, she's pregnant. They're like, oh, actually, they ran a sonogram over her first before she gave birth.
A sonogram.
Yeah, a sonogram.
What is that exactly?
Like a little sonar thing to see like. You know what's in in the belly,
like the stuff they do with pregnant ladies. Yeah.
So they did it with this female dog, and they counted 7 puppies. It was okay, cool, 7 puppies. Let's get it. So then the dog is like pushing out all these puppies, pushing them out, and then it's like okay, cool, that's 7. We see no more, and then all of a sudden like, wait a minute, there's an 8th dog.
Oh.
Which I don't know how the hell they missed it. I don't know if they was all stacked on top of each other. Did this dog come from a portal inside this dog's belly? I don't know, but they missed. Like they counted 7, dog had 8. So the 8th dog comes out, pops out, and is like full on green fur. And if you guys don't believe me, look it up. It's a cute dog too. It's a cute dog.
I believe it because my cousin, he had a dog like just like that, like pit bull style and shit, but it was blue.
Oh shit!
Is that common too? Right, like blue pit bulls.
I don't know. This is the first time I've been hearing about a green one. So I mean,
yeah. His neighbor had a blue pit bull, right? And I'm just gonna say the story because no one's gonna know anyway. But long story short, he poisoned his neighbor's dog because his neighbor did something to his cat or something.
So revenge. So he killed the blue dog.
Yeah, like rat poison style. Damn, I can't believe I just said this.
That's like the most rarest dog.
I hope I remember to cut this out so nobody gets in trouble.
I was gonna ask some more questions, but I don't know. You know what?
Damn it!
Moving right along.
I hope he never listens to this either. Man, this is on Twitch too. Now they're gonna ask the questions.
God, let me finish. I don't want to incriminate anybody else on this. All right, so the green puppy was born. Scientists were trying to figure out like, why is this puppy green? The fur, why is it fur green? They wound up breaking it down, saying that while she was in her sack, I guess the puppy, her fur may have like absorbed too much of like her mother's bile within her stomach. It's like green, like maybe some acids or whatever. Not enough to like to kill it or anything like that, but to turn its fur green. Because also too when they miscounted the babies with the sonogram, and then puppies. When the 8th puppy popped out, they thought the puppy was dead at first because it was green and not moving. They was like, okay, is it breathing? And after a couple minutes, the puppy started moving. I was like, okay, cool. Green puppy's alive. But it's starting to notice over time too that its fur is starting to go like to its normal white color. They basically say it's like the equivalent of like hair dye with the chemicals mixed in its fur. So eventually, as it get older, the green is going to wash away. Basically, just like if you just wash it enough, or if the mother is going to be like licking the dog's fur to clean it, stuff like that, you know. So eventually, it's not going to be green anymore, but it's born green with the fur.
It kind of reminds me of like, you know how like when babies are born, like their butt is green.
What? A baby's butt is green?
Yeah.
And,
You don't know that?
no, I know nothing about babies.
Yeah, like when babies are born, like their butt is like green.
What?
And then it goes through like phases where it gets the normal color.
I can kind of see that. Well, why would I feel like? Wait, hold up. I
That's
might
like
have known
normal.
that. I might have known that. I don't know.
What are you, New Earth?
I feel like I've heard that before now.
That's true, right, guys? Like kids that are born, like their butt is green. It's like bruises. It looks like green bruises.
They're probably moving around and shit. I can see that.
Oh, Bob says only Asian culture. Is it only Asian culture, or I think like American babies are born with like green butts too.
I don't know. I can't see a black baby born with like a green butt. I can't see that. Well, I don't know. Black babies be light as hell too when we coming out.
It'll be purple.
We like oh, there's albino baby. Then
Yeah,
color kicks in a little bit later, but
Oh, so I guess this is in the Asian culture because that's what I saw and shit.
So with this green dog right now, the owners of this dog are on social media, trying to get that clout, and they're basically saying like asking their audience and followers saying trying to figure out a name. One of the big names they've been getting is Fiona from
Napoleon Dynamite.
No, damn it, you threw me off for a second.
Because that's real.
Oh, what's the green dude? Somebody try to help me. I'm having a brain fart.
The green dude from where?
The big dude with the donkey and the dragon.
Oh, Shrek.
There you go. Thank you.
Shrek.
I had a brain fart. Yes.
Yeah.
Shrek. So they're going with Fiona from Shrek. That's what a lot of people are asking for. Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy, the green chick in that. Mm-hmm. And the last one is Clover in honor of the color at birth. So, so that's it. Green little puppy born, and
I would just name him like Cabbage or something.
Emerald, man. Y'all messing up. Y'all should have went straight with Emerald and don't go with nothing else.
Black Sabbath or some shit.
Sure, why not?
Divine Opal. I gotta take a leak, guys. We'll be back. We'll be right back. And we're back. Okay, so when I was taking a leak, I thought of like a new idea for like a segment, not a story, like about dreams. Like Bob, she always sends me like texts about her dreams all the time. So I was thinking like we should do like a segment on, our viewer dreams. Like if you guys have dreams that you guys want to tell us about, you can go on our Reddit, just post like a story of your dream, and then we can do a segment about everybody's dreams.
Oh, let's get it. I'm down.
I'll
even ask people around me in my life that don't even use Reddit. I'll even ask them and I'll bring their stories on. Because everybody tells me some weird ass dream at some point.
Yeah, because everybody have dreams. Some remember, some don't. Some, if you remember, try to write it down. Yeah, and then if you want us to talk about it, and then us to review your dream,
let's get it. I like
send it through, like, if you guys know me in real life, just send the text. Or if you guys don't know, just send it through Reddit, and then we'll check it out, and then we'll do like a dream segment. Because Bob, she did send like a text earlier. She said she had a dream where she put a curse on 3 people in her dream, which I think is weird because I was actually talking to Chris offline about this when I got the text, and I was saying, how the hell does she know like she can actually put curses on people like in her dream? Mm-hmm. Like do she already know like her role in that dream? Like she can put curses on people?
Has someone taught you?
Like
in your dreams?
Like do you already know like you can do this stuff? To me, that's wild. So, because if I compare it to my dreams, to me, my dreams are so black and white. It's so normal. I don't know if I have powers or nothing. It's almost like it's like my real life. I don't go into a dream where I'm like, all right, I'm a wizard.
Oh, so you can't differentiate the difference between reality or dream? Okay.
Shell Shock says, I don't dream. The last black guy that had a dream got shot by the FBI. I had a dream.
Good old shell shot.
That one day,
you lucky these ain't Black History Month.
He said, just kidding. Mine have been wild lately. I'll post some. But yeah, like, if you guys have wild dreams, just post them on Reddit. We'll collect them, and then we'll do the dream segment.
Oh, yeah.
So that's going to be like one of our new things that we're going to do.
I like that idea. That's actually dope. I really like that.
So, like, if
everybody dreams.
Me or you, if you have a dream, you remember it, write it down. You wake up. If it's crazy, wake up, write it down, and then we'll discuss it.
I be remembering all my dreams. My shits are mine's very cookie cutter. I'm not gonna lie. All lucid. I can Neo style. Like I'm always fighting and saving people. That's my dream. I don't know if that's what I want to do one day, but
I had a dream one time where you were Hitler.
Damn.
I'm just playing.
I want to hear this.
But yeah.
I can't wait to hear this.
Don't make up dreams like that. Doesn't get. Say what you saw.
Yeah.
You know
that you're comfortable with speaking about. Some dreams get too weird. You like I'm gonna just keep that to myself. Yeah. No bonkers.
Yeah, because like you can lie in this world, but you
can't lie in your dreams.
Your lies don't. That shit don't vibrate in another reality. They'll be like, man, this motherfucker's so bullshit.
Dreams can get freaky. Dreams can get wild.
Yeah, Bob says she woke up talking. Wait, I woke up talking the curse. I was like, you one by one will.
What? What the hell?
Yeah, Bob is so Blair Witch right now.
Do her and Jeremy live in like separate houses? What's to do? I would live across the street from Bob.
Maybe separate stories in the house.
I'm gonna live in the shed.
Yeah, his in basement
with the double barrel shotgun.
Yeah, his in basement. Bob, she's like heaven level or whatever.
Like all the way up top floor.
She's throwing all these spells and shit on people.
Man, I'm like, Bob, I've always cared about you. Don't do this. Don't put no spell on me, please.
I cast that spell on all 9 dimensions. On all 9 dimensions, I cast this spell on you. Like, holy shit.
But why?
Brought the big guns out.
Hell yeah.
Bob says 3 dudes were jacking off.
Okay.
Okay, so 3 dudes were jacking off in a tent, and I was trying to go outside, and they wouldn't let me. They were done, and they smeared their shit on me. Oh my god, that's disgusting.
Oh.
I really hope you put that curse, because now we're about to sleep, and we have to hit that reality zone. That's so crazy.
Sounds like a porno. That is horrible.
So now we have to sleep. Now we have to go in that dimension. We have to kill people. That's so crazy. Imagine that.
I'm trying
Speaking of like, imagine that. Like, okay, that's a crazy dream, right? But
that's bonkers.
So I don't know if you guys know about the story about this UFC fighter, Cain Velasquez. He's he's a former champion. He beat Brock Lesnar.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's it. Thank you. That's what it was.
And
I couldn't think of it.
Right now he's going. Like his story is that he knew somebody that's raping like his daughter, right? Like I don't know, there's like some daycare, but his daughter was being raped like over 100 times. Oh, this is a UFC fighter, right?
My God.
His daughter's 4 years old, and she's been raped over 100 times. They found out. This is a UFC fighter, so when he found that out,
man, time to raise some hell.
He chased that dude down, shot him. Shot the dude down like in the truck and shit. Like Cain Velasquez, all he saw was red. I get
it.
I don't have kids, but I can't even imagine like what you would go through. Like if you find out your kid has been raped like that.
Yeah, I would have set the school on
by
fire.
Somebody like you trust. That's why this daycare shit. Like you don't really know. But so then he really found out like what he did. So he chased a dude down, shot the guy. Now Cain Velasquez. He's in court right now. They denied his bail, and like he's looking to fucking life in prison from shooting that dude, the rapist.
Oh,
like
how was it black dude? No. So this is the UFC guy.
UFC guy.
I've heard a similar story to this before. Sorry, I was thinking about. Sorry, my brain went.
It's a Mexican dude.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. I was thinking about this. So this story sounds very similar to like a father. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So like everybody like was saying like damn like free Cain Velasquez.
Yeah.
Like free Cain and stuff because like they're saying any father would do that.
Man,
because
I'd be kind of looking sus at some fathers who wouldn't go that far. I'm like,
even like Joe Rogan, like when he was doing one of his podcasts with Michael Bisping, right?
Yeah.
He was saying like, you know what, Joe Rogan was even saying, he was saying like, man, like where Kane, like where he messed up was like, what he should have done was drove his car like off the road, right? Grab the dude and beat him to death.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even Joel's like, dude, beat that dude to death.
Like shooting is too quick.
Too easy. It's,
like if you want to get personal with this shit, be like, not even a knife. I'm talking about like hands, like hands
so
on.
He was like, Kane should beat him to death. And then Michael Bisping, he was like in the podcast, he was like, I even think that's a little too easy for him. You know?
What does more?
So like they're all on the same page. They're like, man, like he could have done like way worse. But like what he's going through now, like the judge denied bail, like now he's facing like fucking life in prison for that. For defending your kid. Like, come on.
Like that kid is never gonna be like, I don't know.
That kid is you can't even imagine what's going on.
Like just not even so much about even with the situation that the kid went through, but now the kid no longer has a father in their life. Right. So that's a whole nother level of fuckery. It's like, I'm not saying I agree with like vigilante shit, but there's like some things need to be taken into consideration, man. I don't know. It's
think about like the long run too.
Yeah, because like, is he gonna be a threat to? Is this man truly a threat to society? Which I think that's what jail should really be for. Like a threat to everyone. Like the man just went and did his own thing with that person. Oh, I don't know. Oh, yeah. It's too much.
The whole thing is messy, and I feel for that dude, man.
I actually do have a story a good segue. That's actually a good segue to this story I got right here. If you want me, if I can run with it.
No, you can.
Because it's actually I feel like I come across these stories too often, and I don't want to talk about on the show, but I feel like I need to, on some way. Maybe it's for my mental health, because I have anxiety, like even thinking about having a kid in this world, but also for people who have kids. And this hits close to home to us because this happened in Clayton County.
Oh,
so.
That's down the street.
Yes, this is
where my sister Bob lives.
Yes, this is like old stomping grounds for us.
Yeah, I lived there for a long time.
Me too, man. This is a long time. We've all lived there. So out here, Clayton County, Georgia, a man charged with sex trafficking, rape of a 13-year-old girl he met gaming app Roblox.
Wow. See, this shit.
Now you see what I'm saying? Like this is like
this is where Bob should try to pay attention. What Jason Jar is doing.
These are hunting grounds for
these Roblox things. Like it's like a camping ground for all these pedophiles.
Dude, they out there, man.
Easy.
TikTok is another one they own. Man.
Easy, come on. That's fucking crazy. And this happened in Clayton County.
Well, so let's get this straight. So the man is actually himself. He's not from Clayton County. He's actually from Kansas. So this asshole drove out of. He met her on Roblox. The girl's 13. He drove from Kansas.
What the fuck is Roblox? Like, is it like open server?
I've seen it once where my godson was playing it.
I thought it was like some Minecraft shit was closed server.
I don't know. I watched my godson playing it, and maybe because I'm old at this point, or not old. I don't get that game. It's too much shit going on. I don't know. I don't know how the server works on that. It seems sporadic. Everything's just going on.
Okay, so this old gentleman met this young person
on
Roblox.
I'm gonna go beat by beat on this article because I want to fuck the story up. This is, well, it's a PSA for all my people out there.
Tell it clearly, because there's a lot of parents listening to this. Even in the UK, we see you guys
out here in Clayco. Police arrested a man accused of bringing a 13-year-old girl from Kansas to Georgia to have sex with her. So my mistake. She lived in Kansas. He lived in Georgia.
My God, Georgia.
So
people.
He brought her back here because it's a federal crime because he brought her across state lines. So now he's federally fucked. They're gonna get his ass on this because it's crossing state border.
Wait, so if he didn't want border lines, right? Like it wouldn't if he went to Kansas, it wouldn't be federal.
Whoa. Because it's sex trafficking because they cross state lines, and that's what's because of federal crime. Because now it's like. I don't know how to explain it. I get it. I don't know how to explain it right now.
Okay, so the story is that he met a girl online on Roblox.
Yeah, it says at a press conference Wednesday, the Clayton County Police Department said that 33-year-old Jonesboro resident Howard Graham met the underage girl on a popular gaming app, Roblox, on February 18th. Says, according to investigators, Graham was able to convince the girl 2 days later. He met after 2 days on Roblox. 2 days after they met.
Damn.
To sneak out of our home in Topeka, Kansas, and run away with him back to Clayton County. Police say that.
What the fuck? What is he fucking Dragon Tail's magic voice? Like, how can you talk to a kid to where you can actually convince them to leave their own state?
I remember.
And 13, I remember when I was 13, I wasn't fucking gullible like that.
I remember a couple of months back, this was like last year, and I think this is why I kind of stopped. I think mentally I stopped playing Apex for a little bit. There was one time I was playing like by myself. This is why I was out without you or anybody else. Just me solo dolo, and I was playing with a kid that was on my team. It was arenas, and after we won a match, he like sent me a request or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll be his friend. But after he's like, hey, my name's so-and-so. I'm 9 years old. Do you want to be my friend? I was like, is this a sting operation? But after a while, I saw him talk. I was like, dude, this is really a kid trying to make friends with me, a 36-year-old. I was like, I don't feel like, I was like, somebody needs to get this kid, because he's like, hey, like, no, da-da-da. So what do you do? Ask me, like, I'm like, and it was so sweet, but sad to say. It was like very scary at the same time. Like, man, these kids are just.
That might have been a cop.
What if I wasn't like a cool ass dude, like trying to like be a predator? Like, what if I was looking for something like that? You know what I'm saying?
Like kids, they don't really talk like that.
Okay, so maybe it was a cop then.
Yeah, it was a cop. They're using a voice disguiser.
But I don't know. There was one time I got a, like, he was like, hey, like.
Good thing you caught on.
I didn't catch on because I was trying to avoid him. I was weird in and of himself.
Yeah.
Because he was like, I remember I got a kill. The reason why I was like, okay, he might be a legit kid, because he was like, hey, like, he's like, that was this cool kill. He's like, hey, let me get the next one. I was like, all right, whatever. And I just smoked the bowl. I wasn't thinking of it. And I killed the person that he wanted. He's like, hey, why would you do that? Like, come on, man. I thought we were supposed to be a team. I was like, oh, yeah, kid. Because.
And then imagine his like 55-year-old cop.
55-year-old dude. Hey, man. Was it Herbert the pervert? What are you doing, man? But that's I don't know, stuff like that. That me going through that and like it was a stressful situation. But when I just that little thing, I'm like, man, they might be need to watch the kids a little bit more.
If that wasn't like a cop and then I was a real kid, then you would know like how scary the whole scene is. Like if kids actually talk like that, then you should be afraid. Like how what are your kids doing on the internet? You just put them in adult world.
And kids, and a lot of kids aren't cynical. They want to be friendly to everybody. And online is like, you can't really. Oh
you know how you can distinguish like a kid that's been on a dark web and a kid that hasn't been on dark web?
What?
The kid that don't talk.
Oh, they just quiet all the time?
The new generation. The kid that.
Why do you say quiet?
Because they know everything. Like they look at you like,
Right.
Like, oh, this guy.
This guy.
Has no idea. Because they've seen so much shit.
Mm.
Man, I know some kids like that where they, you just can feel the energy. Like they've been through like a lot of dark shit, but they're not gonna tell you. But they've been through like some dark shit, and I don't know. It might be Bob's kid. I don't know.
All right, let me get back. All right, let me try to wrap this up.
Bob's.
She knew too.
Roll call.
She knew.
Let's do roll call.
All right. So, back to this wild ass story. It says, according to investigators, Graham was able to convince the girl 2 days later to sneak out of her home in Topeka, Kansas, and run away with him back to Clayton County. Mm-hmm. Police say that between that time when she was found by officers, the underage girl had sexual relationships with Graham many times. The story gets okay. Says Clayton County officers began their own investigation back in February. The victim told one of Graham's roommates. Oh my God.
Okay. Dude, you just saw this article?
No. I'm like, I've read this before, but I'm remembering now the whole story now. Okay, so Graham. Dude, the pedophile guy, gets a girl from Kansas and is now staying with him. They smash him left to right.
13-year-old girl.
13-year-old girl.
Smashing an adult
This
male.
dude's like in his 30s, I think. He's like
in his 30s. Okay, so a 30-year-old guy.
33.
Having sex with a 13-year-old that he met on Roblox, and he got her.
He brings her back to an apartment because he lives in an apartment
in Clayton County.
Clayton County,
which is like a mile down.
In Jonesboro, somewhere in Jonesboro, so probably like near Walmart or some shit.
Yeah, which was like we can drive like 5 minutes.
Yeah, we get there. We can get there.
Shell Shock says there was that meme going around about that dude, Allen, Texas, caught in 1 terabyte of you know what kitty porn, and that just was down the road from me, probably 10, 15 minutes away. Damn, 1 terabyte of kitty porn.
He's selling that shit. There's no way he's off for him. If it is,
Jesus Christ, why is there that much?
Why is it that much of a terabyte of that information? I guess you're saying.
For kids, come on, that's crazy. How did we get kicked off Twitch? We talk about stuff like this. But good thing we're not this big now. We can run this shit on Twitch. They're like, hey,
spread the word.
All this shit's going on Twitch. Nobody knows. It's going under everybody's noses. Even Tenano knows, right? 1 terabyte. Yes, that's a lot.
That's insane. Okay, so
that's 1,000 gigabytes. If you guys don't know.
Okay, so this is for all you computer literate folks. It says Clayton County officers began their own investigation on the night of February 24th when the victim, this is the little girl now, 13-year-old girl, when the girl told one of Graham's roommates, because he had a roommate, that she wanted to go home. And the roommate was like, the fuck? It's like, wait, he told me he was his stepdaughter or his daughter from that's what he told his roommate. The roommate was like, man, like he told me that was his daughter and he was watching it for the weekend. And so when the girl, I guess when Graham went off to go somewhere to go buy hot fries or some shit, wherever he went to go to, he left. Girl, she was there chilling by herself. Was like, hey, I want to go home. He's like, wait, what? He's like, and that's when she spilled the beans to the roommate. And the roommate was like, hold that thought. Boop, boop, beep, boop. 911. Hey, look, this I got a girl over here that I thought that was a daughter, but she's saying she want to go home, and she is not his daughter. And that's when the cops rolled in.
Wow.
And they got his ass. Also, too.
Where exactly in Clayton County?
Said Jonesboro.
Old Jonesboro.
It's Jonesboro, yeah.
Man, fuck that place.
It says around the same time, also too, when the girl told this guy, because I guess she said she wanted to go home, the roommate previously believed that the girl was Graham's stepdaughter. After he discovered what happened, he called the cops that night. He was like, yo, something ain't right. So shout out to that roommate.
Fucking people, man.
Also says around the same time, the girl was able to access a computer, smart on her, to send a message to her mom through Roblox. Telling her that
her mom plays Roblox too?
I guess her mom was trying to figure out where she was at. She was gone for a couple days. I don't know, but
okay, so like, man,
I guess
like to be a parent now, you have to be engaged in all your kids' activities.
Everything, bro. That's what I'm saying.
You have to make a user name on fucking.
Tell you, parental control is real, man.
You have to be a character in the metaverse just to watch your kids.
It says around the same time, the girl was able to access the computer and send a message to her mom through Roblox, telling her where she was and pointing her to the address of a Clayton County dollar store. That's when the mother got in contact with Clayton County Police. They began their investigation. Officers arrested the dude. They caught his ass at IHOP.
Stockbridge.
More than likely, that's what I was saying. I don't know if there's IHOP in Jonesboro, but I was thinking probably Stock. That's the only one I know.
That's
probably close.
Spot.
Yeah. That's how you know we live over here.
That's the spot.
And he says he did tell us everything, which consisted with the juvenile who had told us. So he basically admitted to it, and then matched it up with the 13-year-old. Long story short, the girl's back home with her family. Horrifying story. It's gonna mess up her head for life. Shoot this motherfucker to the sun. I don't know why we still.
That's so crazy how these adults infiltrated like the kids' games now.
They follow. They follow where kids going, man. They know that.
I think like that's why the internet is so dangerous now. It's like a double-edged sword, right? You can get a lot of good information, but you can still get fucked big time on the internet.
Oh, for sure.
You know, because there's always going to be criminals out there.
As bad as the situation was, though, I'm glad this shit could have got way worse. They would have found a body in a plastic bag near a river or something. You know, something it could get out.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit,
it could get way worse, but it makes you think about the overall aspect of how vulnerable these kids are, like with the internet type games, like on their iPads and shit. Mm-hmm. It makes you think like, okay, like if that happened so easily to one of their kids, like
who's next, man?
What about all the other million other kids? Right? Your own kids are playing with like super old adults, where they're intentions are nothing to do with leveling up your character.
No.
Their intentions are to
satisfy. I don't know what the hell. To satisfy themselves. I don't know. Is it at the expense of someone else's innocence?
It gets to the point where like in the brain, something different goes on. Like, you know how the kids, the adults that mess with kids and stuff. That's like a different type of
the brain, or
yeah, something different is going on with their brain chemistry. What we don't get is how they end up like that. How did they get to that?
I had a dream.
Like, they can have sex with the horse, but how did it get to the kids?
Yeah, how did it escalate to that point?
Yeah, it went to the horse, and then it switched over to like Jeff Jarrett footlong.
I remember years ago, right? But this is back I was in high school, and I had this dream one time. Actually, no, it was probably a little bit after high school, but I had this dream one time that I got a girl pregnant, and I was a father of this child, of this little girl, and I'll never forget this dream because this is one of the few dreams I had where I didn't realize I wasn't dreaming. I thought this was like really happening. I had a daughter that got kidnapped and went missing.
You went crazy,
and I couldn't find her. And I'm like putting up flyers. I'm like doing like council meetings, trying to talk to the neighborhood. I was crying. I'm watching the news every night, crying.
Oh my God.
And I was getting, and this is before I even started watching murder shows like I do now. This is back with like whatever. And this is around the same time too. I was kind of like having dreams of slightly predicting the future, not 100% correct, but it was almost like, holy shit, this is like very similar to a dream I had, but not exactly 100%. The people are different, but the situation is the same. So this is a weird time for me in my life. So when I had that dream, when I woke up, I was like tears in my face. I was crying in my sleep because in my dream I never found her, never found my daughter, and I was crying about it. And I was this weird paranoia for like probably about over 20 years now of when I have a kid. I'm like, fuck, like I wouldn't know what to do if my kid went missing.
Like see how like
it's horrifying,
crazy, like how emotionally you were like through that dream. Like, can you imagine what Cain Velasquez went through when he found that somebody harassed his daughter over 100 times? You can't even. I don't even think any adult can even see straight.
No,
like when they find that out.
I know I wouldn't. I'd be right. I would tell my wife like, look,
you're not even you no more. You're like who's ever in the bus, right? Let's get that killer like in the driver's seat, and everybody agreed on it. Like, hey, get the murderer to the front seat. We're gonna take care of this because everybody agreed. You need to be in the front right now. Because that's like the type of emotion like you can't even explain. Like how you were describing like your dream, how your daughter went missing. So I can understand. Like, let's think about it like real life. Let's say that it was your kid in real life.
Oh my God,
and your kid did went through all that. Everything went under the rug, but then you found out. Can you even think straight?
Hell no. I couldn't think straight off that dream.
You couldn't even think straight.
I remember like after that dream, and I woke up like crying and shit. I had to go to work after that, and that was on my mind at work the whole day. I think I was still working at Fresh at the time. And it was on my brain the whole day. I'm like, this is really bothering me. It was like it wasn't real, but I think it's like one of the things I actually had a fear of, that I lost control of like a lucid dream, and that's why I was like, oh my God, I didn't even. I thought it was real. But so I get it, man. It's holy shit.
That's scary, man. That's why like the people with kids, watch your kids.
Hell yeah, this world I don't trust. Like,
watch your kids. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Shell Shock.
All y'all
and
listeners. You got another story or?
Yeah, I got one. Okay. Okay, so there's a story about a cursed painting that's been sold on eBay. So a man claims like this painting was like haunted. Like he went to like a flea market, right? The lady was like, nothing ever good comes out of that painting. The dude was like, bet. He bought that shit. It was like a painting of dolls. The painting is of dolls. So it's like, let me just buy this.
Okay, that sounds
so
weird.
He bought the doll, right? The first night, he felt like an insect crawling on his face. He's like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, he felt like an insect crawling on his face. It's like, he grabbed it, slap, kill the bug. But then later he found out like, okay, his whole apartment was infested in insects. He's like, okay, that's weird. I've been here for a while, but now it's infested with insects. So like he went through like all these other like mishaps that happened like in his life when he owned that painting, to where he was like, okay, I'm getting too much bad luck from this painting to where he put it up on auction on eBay saying, hey, if you guys want to buy this cursed painting from like 1962, I just want to get rid of it. Like, because it brought me so much bad luck. Like, he's not trying to get real money from it. Like he said,
Just trying to get rid of it, man.
yeah, he's just trying to get rid of it. It's like $50. Like, please just take it, because the $50 will pay for the shipping. You know. But then the rumor like got out about the story about this painting and shit. So then everybody started getting, you know, like notice of the painting, and then the price went up. The bid went up to like $1,700, right? I think it's still, I don't know if it's still on eBay or whatever, but the price went up to over $1,700, and people want to buy it now.
Of course, man. This is planet Earth. People want to buy weird shit.
See, that's the crazy thing about like business, right? Like they don't really care about like what they're buying. It's all about the story.
It's all behind it, yeah.
The story behind whatever they're selling.
I found this in the underneath Egyptian pyramid. Like, oh, bet, let's go.
This is what I'm learning now.
Cursed object.
Because I'm starting to study like all this shit with business, how
man,
the human psychology works and shit.
It's real shit. People want to own something. So it's not even so much of what it is. It's like when guests come over and they see it, like, hey, I bought this. This is its story.
Oh, that's a bank
flex.
Piece. Yeah,
flex.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yes, I got this thing that was underneath like a pyramid. Like, yeah, I get it on some level. I wouldn't do it, but
so like his haunted painting like sold for like over $1,700.
Okay, I guess. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take the change, but
I mean, if anybody told me that they have a haunted painting, I wouldn't even like entertain that shit.
No, I probably wouldn't even be in the house. As soon as I heard it was haunted, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be out back.
Yeah, like I'm not like a skeptic like that. Like if you said that, I'm like, man, fuck you. I don't care. No. Get that out of my face.
I'm not a super. Yeah, I'm like you. I'm not a super skeptic, but that don't mean I want to see anything.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like I want to know, but I don't, because you coming too hard.
So I'll just Google it when I get home. Thanks, man.
Yeah, it's like I care, but I don't care. You know.
Tell me more.
It's like that.
Tell me more.
But yeah, like the title of the post that he put on eBay was "Beware, Cursed Vintage Painting Dolls, Art Creepy, Eerie, Warning, 1967." Internet went wild.
And they jumped on it.
Just it went from like
red meat.
$15, $50 to like $1,700. I got a piece of bad, but I do got another story.
Okay.
But I'll be right back.
It was like they're cousins.
All right, guys, we are back.
Hola.
Chris got another story, a creepy one, right?
Yes, I have some bad stories for you guys today, except for the green puppy. I try to mix up a little bit. All right.
So after his story, I'm gonna finish it off with a last story of Courtney Cox.
There we go.
If you guys know who she is,
for all you Zoomers, get ready.
All right, Zoomers and boomers.
Let me take a swig of this real quick.
All right.
Okay, it says Wisconsin woman, 24 years old, choked lover to death during sex while high on drugs, used a bread knife to dismember him, then dumped his head and genitals into a bucket and his legs in a crock pot. This story was bonkers. Right. All right, so basically, this chick named Taylor Shabusiness. I'm not even lying. Look at that name. Right here. Taylor Shabusiness.
Wow.
Like, if you slow Shabusiness.
Is that a fake article?
I don't. It's a real story. I had to look this up several times just to make sure her name was legit. So Taylor Shabusiness, who was 24, right? She's charged with first-degree intentional homicide, mutilating of a corpse, and third-degree of sexual assault. Yes, she sexually assaulted this man. It's horrible. So basically, what it was, she's accused of choking a man to death during sex and allegedly used a bread knife to dismember his body. Basically, what it was, at least from the story I've heard so far, is that she was sleeping with this dude. They was messing around for hours on end, and then, well, I think at first it was like smoking meth. This is how it starts. Let me start from it. They was smoking meth, and then they started sleeping with each other, just messing around with each other. And then she started choking him at first, like with a chain. And she said, like, while she was high, she could like feel his heartbeat just like while she's choking him, she could feel it, like his heartbeat. I guess like maybe some part of her body was like touched. Like anybody who's ever been drunk or super high, when you can feel your own heartbeat, I get what she's saying. So she's talking about like, I felt his heartbeat escalating, like the beats were getting faster.
But she was feeling his heartbeat.
Yeah, they said like she could feel his heartbeat.
I'm sure she's on some different type of drug where you can actually feel that.
She said meth. That was his meth. They both were smoking meth that night, and then
damn, meth do you like that?
Like, meth is crazy. Meth is like some shit. It's just worse than fucking cocaine.
Symptoms. You can feel like your victim's heartbeat.
But I guess like in I'm trying to look at what she said, like what the part she says. I can't find it. Anyways, there's a part where she's choking him with the chain, and his heartbeat starts like just start beating faster and faster. And she says she could feel it, and she got turned on by it, and she started choking him even more. And she says, I didn't realize he was dead until his face turned purple, and I saw blood coming out of his mouth. And then she was like, oh.
Wow.
So after she killed him, she's like, okay.
Wait, okay, like what's their relation?
I don't know if I ever saw anything. I don't know if they're boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't know if they meth heads. They probably just met at a bar or something. He's probably like, hey, like, you smoke meth? Cool. Yeah, I do. Okay, you want to come on and smash?
That's
like,
weird conversation.
It could have been something like something.
So they didn't really know each other like that.
At least I don't remember from when I was reading this article that it was so. It seems very
so
random.
Crazy. Because it does remind me of this one scene on this show that I saw. It's like something of the gods. American Gods.
Yes, with that chick with the
with the one scene where
it starts with a B. I can't remember her name, but she eats the dude whole.
Oh, Stu Jersey, what's up, dude?
Stu, what's up, man?
Stu OG, man.
Yes.
What's up, man?
Oh, I always smile when I see his name pop up. Yo, welcome back. Hope you do again, man.
It's been a while.
Oh yeah, so she wound up choking his ass out with a chain. His face turned purple. She was like, I didn't realize he was dead till like, I knew he was dead when I saw his face turn purple and blood came out of his mouth. And then I proceeded to like, she actually grabbed like a bread knife from downstairs in the house. She went down there, grabbed a bread knife.
Which is a butter knife.
Pretty much. And then she chopped his body up with it.
With the butter knife? No, let me take that back.
She got meth strength though.
I know,
she's
like,
on meth.
Like the real bread knife is really sharp.
The serrated edges more. Yeah. When you like feel like thick Italian bread, it's got more serrated edges on it. So yeah, but still, that's you gotta be sawing like.
Man,
she got meth strength at this point. Remind you guys, she is high on meth when she did this. So she wound up like chopping his body up. She cut off his legs, cut off his head, his torso. She went and put his head in a bucket, and I think she put it in the basement of the house, and then took the legs and she put it in a crock pot box. It wasn't like a crock pot itself. I think it was like a crock pot box or whatever it was. Anyways, she had a van. She put the legs in it, the torso in it, and then she drove off. Eyewitness accounts, I'm assuming it was at a bar or somewhere, but eyewitness accounts knew that she was the last person to see him alive. The person who discovered the body was his mom. I'm assuming they stayed in the same house. He probably lived at home with mom or whatever. Mom came home and was like, man, what's going on? She heard like a door slam like at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. Like the door constantly slamming to her son's bedroom. Like, boom, 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 boom. And then she went out there, and I think after the last time it slammed, old girl was gone. And she took like the body pieces with her, and she went to the mom went to her son's room, saw blood everywhere. And then I think that's when she saw like the head in the bucket. So she saw her own son's head in the bucket, and then called 911, and then eventually 911 tracked down this Taylor chick, and that's when they opened up her van. They found his legs in there, torso, and when they grabbed her, she was like laughing at the cops, like real shit. I was reading this. When they apprehended her, and they took her in to interrogation or whatever, and they asked her, what'd you do? What happened? And she started laughing, saying like, hey, have fun finding the rest of his organs. Because like I guess his body parts they couldn't even find. Like I think his penis might have been missing, organs were missing, they couldn't find nothing. But then again, she confessed to it. She talked about like after she killed him, she started fondling his body and started having sex with him after he was already dead. So that's why she got charged with the whole sexual assault crime at the end of all this. I think which was a crime was third degree sexual assault. So she slept with a corpse after he was dead and then chopped him up. But basically, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know. I can't remember if they met. It's never explained where they met.
Is she a girl or a dude?
It was a chick. Like it's her right here. She got a strong face.
She knows like somebody that I know in real life.
Oh, don't say that. That's horrifying.
Now I'll never look at her the same.
Yeah, this happened in what was this? Wisconsin? Yeah, Wisconsin. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, her right there. 24. She looked older than 24.
Oh my god. I know someone looked just like that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, delete that.
Uh-oh.
I don't want to be a snitch.
No more.
Like, hey, is that you? Don't lie. Don't lie. That you?
Yeah, she chopped his ass up. Of course, she ain't gonna never see daylight again. I think she had a trial coming up in 3 weeks. We'll see what happens with her.
How do you have, like, as a female, how do you have sex with a dead corpse?
Man,
right?
Hey, men have done that too.
It's
Ted
easier.
Bundy.
Look.
Like if they like this, like
but
starfish style. I mean, that's not
like
fun.
A dude having sex with a dead corpse, that works.
I don't think it works at all. I think it's,
no, because okay, you get the boner, you put it in a hole. Okay, the female is different. Your female,
yeah, because it's flaccid.
You try to have like with a dead corpse, right? Like what? You're gonna get a hard penis? No, you're not. That shit's dead.
No, it's gonna be
That shit is dead. That's why I'm saying like.
Yeah, okay, he's on that level. Yeah. You can't.
How do you do that, crazy lady that picture?
Maybe she sits on his face. I don't know.
Shaw says rigor mortis and blood flow. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
So
does that happen,
yeah, that's
like,
true. Shellshock said something right. There's been times where rigor mortis sets in and the blood flow, dudes be dying with like the body gets hard and you get woodies sometimes with dead bodies. So okay.
I learned that from like
I can't remember
Nick Lachey on MTV.
From
NSYNC? He said something about like rigor mortis.
From NSYNC?
No, from 98
No,
degrees.
90 degrees. Sorry, my bad. My bad. But that's true though. I don't know. But she did it. She got charged with smashing a corpse. Oh my god, this world is fucking bonkers. Excuse my language, people.
Are you good with that story?
I'm done. I'm just reflecting over it. This story bothered me.
Last story for the night, guys. Before we clock out.
Let's get it.
All right, so Courtney Cox, famous actress, she claims to have sold her house due to an eerie ghost experience.
Okay.
So recently, Courtney Cox was on the Jimmy Kimmel show, and she was telling a story about, like, you know, this house that she bought in Los Angeles. I think it's like Laurel Canyon, in the city of Laurel Canyon.
Okay.
Right, so she bought this house, and she's like, okay, I got a good deal on this house. And then, you know, a lot of people were saying a lot of negative things about, like, how the house was haunted and stuff. And then, you know, like, they're saying, like, okay, you're not going to really live in that house for that long because, you know, like, it's haunted. She don't believe none of that shit.
Yeah.
Until she had, like, a delivery guy that delivered, like, a package to her, right? She knew, like, weird shit was going on in the house, but she ignored everything. Until, like the delivery guy, he delivered, like, a package, and then the delivery guy was saying to her, like, hey, like, you know, like, this house is, like, haunted, right? And she was like, no, it's not. And then she was like, how do you know? The delivery guy was like, because there's a ghost right behind you.
Oh, what?
So, like, she told that story on Jimmy Kimmel, right? When she said that story, the whole audience, they gasped. Like, they're like, oh, shit.
Oh, God.
It was right behind you. She told the story, it's like, and he told me it was right behind me. And then that's when, like, all the puzzles, like, fit together. And then she was like, okay, I got to get the fuck out of this house. Because there's already weird stuff already happening.
Yeah.
But when your delivery guy tells you that, hey, there's a ghost behind you, you might want to...
You know what would have made the story even crazier?
What?
If the delivery guy was like, hey, there's a ghost behind you. And she looks and doesn't see anything. And when she turns back around, delivery guy gone.
Oh.
A ghost telling her there's a ghost behind. Man, burn the whole neighborhood down.
That double ghost troll.
Double ghost troll.
Damn.
Burn it down. Burn it all down.
Damn.
I couldn't do it.
Bob says body would have been dead a certain amount of time to do that. Oh, she's talking about the last story.
Yeah, the rigor mortis stuff.
But yeah, so Courtney Cox ended up selling her very expensive home in Laurel Canyon because she couldn't. She was one of those people that didn't believe in ghosts at all. Like,
See,
you can tell, like,
it be
whatever
those
story.
people. It be those people.
Like, oh shit, your fucking chandelier like shattered on your butler and killed him.
Just smashed them.
It's like, damn, they missed a couple screws up there. Like, that's weird. You know, like they ignore like all
The little things, the little signs. Yeah.
little things. Like, oh, all these birds smashed into your windows in 3 different atmospheres. Like 3 different hemispheres, 3 different birds.
Just smashing.
And then they did a study, like, because I was watching a movie, right? Of Dark Skies. How the birds, they all smashed into the lady's window. But all the birds, they did the test on it, right? None of the birds even live on Earth.
If I'm,
Like, it was like a species that's not even, like, in the system.
I remember watching the movie now because I had to look it up for a second. When you told me about it yesterday,
Yeah.
I looked it up. And the only reason why I remember the one time I seen that movie is because what's his name? Kerry Russell was in it.
Yes.
For anybody who knows who Kerry Russell is, back in the this is black guy confession right now. All right, this is the moment in my life. I used to watch a show called Felicity on the WB back in the day. This is like Dawson's Creek era, and it wasn't bad. I watched like the first 2 seasons, but she's in this movie. That's why I remembered the movie. I was like, that's right, she's in it. But I need to watch it again because I think Fifth Kind is very similar to it, where it's kind of like messed up my memory to Dark Sky. So I need to watch it again. I remember it was creepy as hell when I saw it. And I remember she was in it, and I think she had like 2 kids or some shit, or a husband maybe. But I gotta watch it again.
Yeah, the crazy thing is, like, the husband, like, even though weird stuff was happening,
He
like
didn't
where his
believe it.
nose was bleeding and then he lost time, like, he still couldn't get, like, over the fact, like, something weird was happening.
I hate people
Even though,
like
like,
that.
the wife was like, hey, like, dude, I'm looking this shit up. Like, there's weird stuff happening. And then he still can't. He can't even comprehend, like, hey.
Why does always gotta be one person like that in the movie? I hate that.
He's like, no, like, you're making us sound more crazy. Meanwhile, his fucking nose is fucking bleeding randomly in the backyard.
Man.
But yeah, Shell Shock says, there was a ghost in my house, and I'm 100% sure someone was murdered at my house before I purchased it. Whoa, is that a true story?
Oh yeah,
Like, can you confirm that? Like, there was a murder at your house?
yeah. They usually let when you're moving in, they have like legally they have to tell you if somebody's been murdered in there.
Yeah, if you ask them, but they don't have to tell you anything.
Man, oh yeah, they do. They got to.
No, they don't.
'Cause my mom, she's a managed apartment. Well, was a managed apartment complex. She's had people that have committed suicide in apartments, and she's like, I don't know, sure. I don't know if it's because my mom's conscious or whatever, but she does let people know, like, hey, like, somebody did off themselves in here. If you don't want to live here, we can find somewhere else, because it's better to like jump in front of it than for them to find out, and then next time you got to deal with a lawsuit. So,
Right.
I'm not sure. I guess it all depends on how good of a person. I will let somebody know somebody got killed in the house.
Stu says they have to in New Jersey.
Okay, so
But yeah, like, the weird thing is, like, they don't. I don't think they do that out here in Georgia.
Georgia's different than Monster too, though. South is different.
Because
so
I went to,
don't-
like, we went looking at, like, I looked at over 30 houses and stuff before I bought my house. They never once told me the history of, like, what happened at the house. All they was just talking about was just the house.
the floor plan, and
They don't say, like, oh, who died here, whatever, Grandpa, old Sherlock Holmes, or whatever died here. They never told me none of that. Yeah, so
yeah.
I think it's one of those things where you have to research on your own, and then you ask them. But
Hey man, why am I on top of an Indian burial ground? You gotta lift this out of the
yeah,
the
it's
floor
like, oh,
plan.
I'm in that zone,
like, my bed is right on
the
top of it.
Goldilocks zone, like the Indian burial ground. Where
Like, I'm on top of this motherfucker. Like, come on.
is this Skinwalker Ranch? You know, the hot zone.
Hell yeah, the truth. That's a
Stu says the guy who killed his wife was getting out of prison, and all his mail was coming to my house.
whoa.
That's crazy.
I did live in an apartment before where I was getting like all these bills from a guy who was locked up.
Oh,
That's happened to me
shit.
before, but it was no murder. It's just he used to be there. He was like the prior resident there. Oh, he got locked up for some shit.
Damn.
So I get it. You will get mail from people that's been locked up sometimes. Like
Damn, Stu's getting
for
like,
about a year, you'll get that shit.
he's getting murder mail.
Yeah, that's way worse than much worse.
But in certain states, they don't do that. Yeah. like Georgia.
I can see the South kind of like getting away with. South is weird, man.
They're a little too old school.
They
like, man.
Jobs can do, like, you can get fired for literally anything in the South.
Literally
anything, and nothing will stop them. They just let anything happen out here. So having a house being like, yeah, we ain't gonna talk about your house on top of a slave plantation. We ain't gonna talk about that.
They won't tell you that.
They won't tell you that. The whole South was a slave plantation. They can't tell you that.
Man, if you drive down like Fayetteville, man, you know which house is like a slave house.
Man, you know.
Like the plantation. You know the plantation house.
You're like, man, y'all look kind of nice, a big ass yard. Oh.
Yeah.
Got like a little grassy field next to it.
Big ass
Used to be cotton there, maybe.
Yeah. There's a lot of slave shit going on out here.
Yeah.
Shell Shock says, you would figure with all the religious people in the South, it would be a requirement.
Man, because they don't care. They don't care. They don't believe in it.
Man, a lot of like the religious shit out here, man, I don't even think they're even religious at all. They're using it as like something they can market. Well, not just market, but make a business out of.
That's all
because if you think about it, right? In my location where I live, once you jump off the exit, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like 6 churches within my exit. Less than like 1 mile. So if you think about it like that, like, okay, it's a fucking business now.
Yeah, it is. I live down the street from fuck, what was it? I was about to say Eric Bishop.
Captain D's.
Oh. No, is it Eddie Bishop? Eddie Bishop Long. I literally live like 5 minutes from his church. He lives down. He has a mega church that's a gated. It's gated. It's a mega church though.
When you say mega church, what does that mean to the viewers and listeners out there?
A big ass church with a congregation of thousands of people.
Thousands of people.
Thousands.
Like, are you talking about like
hundreds,
football,
if not thousands? Like
football field, stadiums,
squeezing
filled with the people,
squeezing all these people in. They have ATMs on the inside of it.
Mega churches.
Yes,
ATMs and Bitcoin machines.
And it's a fenced off area. It's like a fenced off area to where.
Are these fenced off areas? Or is it electric?
Here's my no. I don't know. Every time I drive, when I drive over here for the podcast and I take the back road over here, sometimes I go past like the street that it's on, but I don't really go past it. I just go past the street it's on a lot of times.
Why is that though?
Traffic? Because I'm not trying to take 75 to get here.
Okay.
Because I have to take 20 to 675 to 75 to get here. That's too much for that.
Fuck.
I'm sorry. Let me take it back. 20 to 285 to 675 to 20 to get here. I just take back road.
You gotta move out here.
With 20, 75.
Gotta move out here, dude.
But I like living close to Atlanta though. I don't know.
For what though?
The food. There'd be some good ass food out there.
We got McDonald's.
The food, not the wings. I don't even make. I eat wings.
We got McDonald's out here.
I like Atlanta wings, but so with the Bishop Eddie Long, that's his name. So with his mega church that's down the street from me, I'm always confused why it's a gated community if a church is supposed to be for anybody and anybody who can get in. Like sometimes churches can even let homeless people sleep in it, because it's supposed to be a place that's never really closed. But it's a gated community. It seems like you have to pay to play to get in this church. I looked up stuff about it where they have ATMs machines in there. Like it's a whole system now. I don't trust it. If you want to try real religion, do drugs. I don't tell you, like, see something beyond this world. If you want, I'm not saying if you got kids, like, tell your kids to do it. But
yo, that's the realest thing you ever said. That's the realest thing you ever said.
There's different ways of discovering this universe. It ain't through paying.
Yeah, if you
tithes.
guys, any religion, like anybody who's so stuck in their religion, right, where they don't really know their religion, and you can stump them so easily. I always gotta say this on every podcast. Put them on a real mushroom trip.
Just once. Not even like on a habit.
And it would crush whatever religion that you believe. You would see the true religion because you. Here's my thing. You don't only see it. It's the feeling. You feel it. You feel that it's true. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no other way to explain it. It's like one thing that you just have to feel. You don't see it with your eyes.
No, man.
You feel the truth, you know? And that's when you know, like, a lot of the shit that we're going through right now is so bullshit. A lot of it is so bullshit.
It's always been like this thing where it's not so much what you see or hear. It's almost like, I feel like sometimes in order to understand things, just close your eyes. Actually, and sometimes you gotta listen. It's like, I feel like sight a lot of times takes away from the reality of things. Sometimes like just listen, maybe smell, like just I don't know. I have this thing where like as much as our human senses that we have give us a benefit, I think it's also a crutch. We rely too much on our senses too much, to where like, hey, sometimes we need to just cut everything off and just feel for something. I guess I don't know. I don't feel like Bishop any longer is a person you need to go to try to find the answers of the universe. You could probably find it within yourself, man. I don't know.
Yeah, all those like mega churches, mega whatever, like how they exploit people, how they get them to give up like 10% of their wages.
Oh yeah, the tithes.
And then they make them feel like if they don't do that, like they're wrong because they're not like, abiding by like God's law or shit. That's if you can't distinguish like you're being gypped or you're being fucking manipulated or scammed by someone like that.
Yeah.
Like they say they're some high religion, but they're saying if you don't donate, oh, you're a bad person for that. You should naturally know that that's wrong. And the people I feel bad for, the one that can't distinguish like that's not right or wrong, I feel bad for those people who don't know that.
Yeah,
who can't figure that for themselves. Like, hey, this shit's wrong. Like this is like a man-made shit now.
They're almost like childlike at this point to me. It's like, damn, you don't know any better.
Yeah,
like,
and that's scary. Then you see like these churches, these mega churches, flat screen, everything everywhere.
Dude, they
rolling up in Rolls Royce and shit.
What do you say? Shell Shock says in the chat, tax shelters. Hell yeah, and they don't pay taxes. That's another thing I don't like. They don't pay taxes. All that money they make. All that money they make. That could be a podcast on its own. I ain't gonna get too much into
that. Yeah, that's like the ultimate like loophole. Like for people that make millions of dollars, they use like religion as one thing that they can use so they can, like not pay taxes for.
Yeah, there's a Shell Shock in the chat also says a good old Joel Osteen. I remember months ago. I remember this was last year. I originally had this as like a small news segment that I was gonna bring up, and I think we got caught up in like a topic, whatever, or something, and I completely forgot about it. But there was one time this guy went to like Joel Osteen's like church in Texas to go do like a repair. He's like a maintenance guy. He's like, okay, I'm gonna go fix this plumbing issue. He goes into like the restroom of this mega church, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna try to get behind this wall in this bathroom, and he gets behind it, and it was like a bag of like $40,000 behind it, and this was something that the church claimed that it was money stolen from the church, and they wound up getting reimbursed for it. But he found that $40,000, and I might be wrong, but I remember the church was like, Joel Osteen's church was like, okay, guess we found the missing money, but it's like the bank reimbursed him. I think like it's like a scam, but they couldn't tell the guy he couldn't take the money because the money was supposed to have been stolen and missing. So I think the guy got the money of $40,000, but they can't say that's our money because you guys said it was missing. So
that's so crazy.
It's weird stuff like that.
That is wild. Shell Shock says, "Oh, call me for that podcast." Steve Jersey says, "Joel got a lot of scummy stuff around him."
Yeah,
Eddie Long too.
A lot, man. It's a whole system.
You know what? Like, what's the new scam right now?
What's that?
A lot of people. I don't know if it's not going under radar, but might be like later in mainstream. Like NFTs is like a scam shit right now.
I ain't surprised.
People don't know, like...
I'm not surprised. It's going to hit that point.
Like, let me just give you an example of what people are doing, like, with NFTs. Like, they create their own NFT, right? And they got the money to buy their NFT for whatever amount of money, right? So they can blow it up. Like, just say, for example, like the Bored Ape Club, the monkeys.
Yeah.
Right? So let's say there's a bunch of rich kids, right? They made a whole bunch of money on Bitcoin. So they're like, okay, like we have leverage now, like in this community. So when the whole NFT community shit popped off, right, with the whole art shit, whatever, they created like the Bored Ape Club, right? So here's what they did. I'm not saying like they did it, but I know like other different companies or different NFT companies did the same shit. So what they did was they created their NFT, right? They bought their own NFT for $100,000. Right, so it shows like on history, like this NFT has been bought for $100,000. So normal people, if you look at that, you'd be like, oh shit, there's
value.
There's value in this NFT, and they have like 50 more, right? So here's what they did: they bought like one NFT for $100,000, right? Their own money. So the money, it comes back to their account, and then they relist it on like OpenSea or whatever website. They relisted the NFT, and then a stranger, right? People that they don't even know, with a lot of money, they saw that this NFT sold for $100,000. They bought it for like, let's say $20,000-$30,000. All that money goes to that dude. The dude didn't spend nothing, but the guy that bought it for $30,000 thought he got it for a steal, because he saw the history and he said it sold for $100,000 before, but he bought it for $30,000. So he was like, "Oh, I got it for a steal," but actually, you bought it for $30,000. The steal is the dude that pretended to buy his own NFT for $100,000.
And then,
but the number is fake.
Yes, it's fake numbers. This is one thing I learned not too long ago,
and they fucked up the whole fucking game up.
This is one thing I learned not recently, and I feel like Nigerians get like a lot of hit for this shit, for being like the biggest scammers on the planet.
They are.
But I swear to God, I think America is bigger scammers than Nigerians. The whole system is run off of scam. Like how we just talking about mega churches, and now with this NFT stuff, it seems like this country is everybody's trying to scam over each other, and it's I feel like it does hurt like people trying to make it on so many levels.
Right. I get what you're saying, but the scam shit does not come from America. This is off. This is different countries doing this shit to Americans. Americans are the one that's gullible. We're not the one that's doing this shit.
It's actually outside sources.
It's outside sources that's fucking prying on like the gullible Americans that's buying into this stuff. They're the one that's doing it. Like the Nigerians or whatever. It's not the Americans doing the scam. Because if you really look deep down, like documentaries about how they scam the U.S. people, every country, the most money they make off is scamming people in America.
I can see that now.
So Americans are the one that's the most uneducated, the most gullible. They're the one that's most willing to give up their money.
Fall for anything. Yeah, that's true. My God.
The Nigerians, all of them, every other country's doing the NFTs. They're the one that's scamming the Americans. It's not like Americans scamming like.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like a breeding ground for other places to scam.
Yeah, they
people
ruin.
Here. I believe that.
To me, they're ruining the whole NFT space. Like, to me, like as an artist, I make NFTs like myself, and like I feel like they're ruining the whole brain, the whole idea of the whole concept of NFTs. Like, you know, to distinguish like an artist, like, oh, you're the official artist. You know, like they ruin that shit. They ruin like, okay, if you're the Picasso, they ruin the Picasso.
Oh, right.
They're fucking up the whole game, like artist wise. Like it's not even cool.
Stu Jersey in the chat says, "No, it's a lot of American scammers."
There are,
biggest scam. Yeah, bank. Like when it comes to banks, like
but the
Wall
one
Street
that gets scammed the most.
What's that?
Americans get scammed the most.
Oh no, we fall for all this shit. Nigerian scammers sitting on Wall Street, like Stu Jersey says, Nigerian scammers sitting on Wall Street. Yeah, and that's why I was like, it's a breeding ground for scamming, because they know. That's why, like, I remember one time when it was coming out with these damn what was it? So fuck, the story just fell off the top of my head. I remember a scam. Oh no, there's a scam going on right now. Is this place? I think I brought it up in one episode, but it's called like the Church of Iron Rod. And basically, you have to pay a big ass fee to join this church, but everybody in this church is like got like bullet crowns on, carrying AR-15s, standing in church. And this is like a church that's like, hey, we worship like AR-15. I shit you not. And it was started by like I think it was like a Korean family that escaped Korea. They came to America and they figured out how America worked, and they started this church system. I think it was called like the Moon Family, but they are like scamming elderly white folks, and like this whole church is like, everybody got AR-15s in this church, and they just like doing church prayers. Damn. And they just making mad money off of this. And I'm like, how are these people just eating this shit up like this? I think I saw it on Vice. Land. It's wild,
Yeah, it's
man.
crazy how like you see people eat that stuff up, but then you wonder like how weak is like
The mind.
the mind of humanity, right?
I think a lot of things is based off of like fear. I think it's one thing you got to tap into, like
I think a lot of it is
the fear
like,
of missing out or something, maybe.
well,
or
like I think it's like more of fear and more of like you don't really understand
how the shit works.
how like anything works.
Sure.
Like you don't have your own brain. Like you're not like you rather have somebody take control of like what you do in your life. You know,
Just
like
following
you.
the trend. Seems
Hey,
like.
should I take plan A or plan B? They need somebody to tell them that. You know.
And without that guidance, they're gonna make the wrong choice every time. Apparently.
So it's wild, and then on top of that, you get access to the worldwide internet.
Oh God.
And then you see like you see aspects from different opinions on both sides, and then you're like, okay, which side can you really go on?
Some people might be online, might be telling you to swing you into one way to make you go into their scam system. They might go, I don't trust nobody. I don't know.
Yeah, Nigerians they're notorious for like scamming people.
Oh, they figured out the system. I can't blame them. If these people gonna be that stupid to fall for it.
Some can actually like play the long game, right? Like
For
these
life.
Nigerians, like they play this long game, right? Where they come to America and then they end up like falling in love, quotations, like with an American, right? They have kids and stuff, but then they end up they drop like the big anvil.
That's
I don't know what it is, but it's like the ultimate like scam. Like holy shit! Like
I'm not a prince.
like I made you think like I'm in love with you and blah 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 blah. But like I had like a goal like from the beginning, and this is like my goal, and was to come in and make some noise, make some kids here, get the kids like here in America, get them there, you know.
They citizens.
Yeah, they're citizens.
You can't kick them out.
They can come out here, and then you know since they're citizens, right? They can start rebuilding like a new plantation, right?
Stu Jersey in the chat gets it. He said Reverend Moon. Yes, Reverend Moon. Bro has an AR. He's a gold. Sorry, this is back to the church scammers. That I think they escaped Korea then started scamming Americans. Reverend Moon. Stu Jersey also says in chat. Bro has a gold AR-15. Why? I'm telling you.
Is this a minister or what? Like a priest, pastor?
Yes, he runs a whole church. I think his father originally ran a church, and he died in the 90s. They've been around since the 90s. I think his father ran a church, and he died, and now he's the new successor of the church. And now they're building a compound in Texas. Look, they're building a compound in Texas right now. This where Reverend Moon is building. What he's doing, he's building a compound in Texas for like QAnon supporters. What is going on? I be following shit like this. I be following cults. He was there like last year doing the January 6th riots. Like he's like a huge scammer, but he's making money off of people's he's making money off of America's love for guns. He's like, hey guys, you guys love God. Guess what? How about we do a thing where you go to a place where you get God and guns.
Oh.
And people just shoveling money out. And again, like people show like when I say like a bullet crown, you see people wearing crowns, it was like bullets all around their head.
That's what the GG means, right?
Who?
The GG, like Gucci gang.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Good game.
I don't know. Good game. I don't know. They just got bullet crowns. These are like old people. Like these are like young people. These are like boomers in these churches too. They're rocking AR-15s and
boomers, 1942.
Yeah, like around that, the 42
The
to
World
like,
War II. The World War II kids.
Yeah, but it was late, like, what, the 40s to late 50s. Yeah, it's. And it says Stu Jersey also says okay. Shellshock says in the chat, I want the fuck out of the state. Yeah, because they started to build like I've been wanting to do an episode about Reverend Moon for the longest. I swear, for about a couple years now with this podcast. I swear to God. This dude is like super awesome. But
Shellshock does live out in Texas.
But he's building something else in Texas. I swear to God, he's building like a compound for QAnon supporters. I think they plotted something. Stu Jersey says he's targeting pro-Trump QAnon crowd as of late. Yes, that's what he's getting out. And they like, did you hear the story about the whole JFK thing where QAnon supporters were in Dallas, Texas? They went to the same spot where JFK was assassinated, and they're waiting for JFK Jr., his son, who died back in 1999, to show up and be a running mate in 2024, like basically be the vice president for Donald Trump in 2024 when he runs again. They're waiting for somebody who's been dead for. This man's been deader than disco. He's been dead since like 99.
That's so weird.
But they're waiting for him, like, they think he's still alive and he's gonna run with Trump.
Okay, something's wrong.
But then so here we are again. The Reverend Moon I heard recently, because I saw the documentary years ago about Reverend Moon, and then recently, like maybe a couple months ago, it crossed my mind, and I wanted to be like, let me see how Reverend Moon's doing, man. He was running this awesome scam, and I saw seeing like, okay, he's at January 6th riots, all right. He's building a damn facility for these people. I'm like, oh my god. And all they got is guns.
Wait, hold on. Who's Reverend Moon?
Reverend Moon. He's this Asian dude. He's running like this scam church.
Agent or Asian?
Asian guy. He's
Agent.
Like Asian.
Like from Asia.
Yes. What his father is like. Him and his family originally like fled from, I think, North Korea or something.
Okay.
I think they got over here in Seattle, and then they started doing like a mega church, and then they realized Americans were gullible. So
there's this Asian guy from
Asian
Korea.
Guy. Yeah, well, his father started the church originally. I think they got through maybe Seattle. They started a mega church, and then after the father died, that's when Reverend Moon, I can't remember his first name, but the son is now running the whole mega church now. But they've been like feeding off of like America's fear of basically America's like, hey, you like God and guns? You could do this at our church, and people be paying out the ass for this shit, and it be coming in with like custom made like gold AK-47s. I know it sounds crazy, people. I know it does. I promise you, it is. It's a church that is blowing up right now. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Is it on the east side? Where is it?
Right now it's in Texas. They're like maybe 45 minutes from. For all my listeners that know about Waco, Texas, they set up shop near Waco, Texas, 45 minutes from David Koresh. Was it David Koresh? But it's a lot. You need a whole podcast for it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go on this rant.
Yo, I don't know about Waco, Texas, but they got a bad name.
It's a lot.
They got a bad history.
It's a lot. So much with Reverend Moon.
Yeah, that's.
Shellshock said, "Yeah, that was him." Yeah, see, I follow this stuff. Something's about to happen. This Ukraine shit's about to be okay. Yeah, whatever. This just gonna be bad. I'm watch it.
That's wild. Like, since Shellshock lives out there, like, you see anything like weird happening, like in your area, like something out of place to where you might think like, hey, something's wrong, and I should do something about it.
Shellshock in the chat says, there are Q stickers and Info Warrior stickers on everything out there. Oh my god, man!
What is all that? What is Q stickers? What is that?
I don't even know, but I get what it is, but I've never seen it. This is some super duper, but it's like QAnon supporters. I'm guessing like how people slap like Mr. Fang all over Atlanta and shit. Like,
what is Mr. Fang?
Mr. Fang or the ghost dude?
Oh,
with
the
fangs.
totem.
Yeah, the totem shit.
Like graffiti.
Yes, slap it all over the place.
Yeah,
I'm assuming it's like that. You see, like wherever you look.
Oh, that's funny.
Eyes,
I have a funny story about that. I was gassing my car the other day, right? I saw a sticker of Biden pointing to like the gas price.
Oh.
And then like the comment was like, "I did this." I look at the gas price like, "Hey, that's expensive."
Oh god.
I took a picture. I thought it was funny.
Man, gas on this side of town is expensive. I got gas over here on the way over, like $4.39. That's unleaded. I was like, what? Oh my god. What if? Is it? Are we? Yo.
Like the thing with like
this
gas
is
and stuff. Like you can't really point the finger on anybody because you don't really know. Right.
No, you really don't.
That's why, like, to me, I'm like, why do you want to be a president?
So
people can blame something on you?
That's the worst job ever.
Yeah, like, you're not in control of everything. Come on.
Shellshock says in the chat, I live in a blue county, so it's not as bad. But they're very gullible since it's semi-rural. Man, you be safe out there, man. When Reverend Moon revs up, maybe I'll do a podcast. I'll do an episode on this one day on the podcast because Reverend Moon, this is one of the greatest scams in American history, I think.
Yo, I got one bonus topic before we clock out.
Let's get it.
Because I want to talk about this real quick. Mm-hmm. Okay, so like a lot of people like that listen to us, they know we talk about a lot of weird stuff, a lot of weird, reality shit and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So, my bonus topic for tonight would be the astral realm.
Oh,
Astral. Like, have you guys ever experienced anything where you were going out of your body and you were traveling throughout space or throughout like a different location, but like you're dreaming, but you're not dreaming, but you're actually in a different place.
So astral projection.
Astral projection, right?
Out of body experience.
Right.
You can see yourself laying in bed or whatever you're doing, and then you just...
Yeah, you're just completely offside of your body. You're attached to some silver string. That's what they call it. So, like, here's, like, my story. So, I was listening to, like, a couple podcasts that were talking about how, like, there's, like, other realms they do have, like, protection, like, on different sides.
That you
like,
can cross?
That you cannot go to. Like, you know, like, because, like, when you're doing astral projection, right? Mm-hmm. Supposedly, the theory is that you could go anywhere you want. But that's actually not true.
There's no put up borders.
Right. Like, that's when it comes down to, like, okay, we can't have people going to the White House through astral projection. The people in the White House, they knew this for a long time now. They knew people did astral projection, and then they're trying to sneak, you know, like they'll try to sleep and try to sneak into the White House without anybody knowing. Mm-hmm. So, you know, like when the U.S., they got into the LSD project and everything with the psychedelics, they knew that there's a realm that exists beyond this realm that people can actually go through and they can fuck with shit. Mm-hmm. You know, they realized that early in the game. So the rumor on the street is, like, what I'm getting to is that the White House is being protected, like, on, like, another realm. Like, where if you astral project and if you want to find secrets about the White House, you can't go because it's guarded. Like, there's people actually sleeping. They're sleeping, right? But then they're sleeping, but then they're guarding, like, the White House.
Oh, so they're actually guarding. So they're actually
they're really physically guarding it, like, through another realm. And there's a lot of locations like that, like the White House, the Vatican, like places that's really important where they cannot have eyes go to. But they know, like through, like, astral projection, they know, like, that exists. That's why they have astral guards, which is fucking crazy, right? I heard this in a podcast. They're like, yeah, they have guards guarding they have astral guards guarding the White House. They have,
it makes sense.
Them guarding, like, the Vatican. Like,
it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense because with astral projection being used originally was to be on the like the offensive style. Yeah. Like sneaking in, doing espionage, doing all this other stuff. But if regular people can't, who can stop it? But except for other astral beings, right? So it makes sense.
You can't physically go there.
Yeah, you can't. And physically,
you go there, you get blocked.
Yeah,
and it hurts.
You send something out there, an astral being out there, for yourself to go, do what you got to do. But if you got guards sitting around, they can't do shit. So. Yeah, that's when you get the astral guards in, like, to see, it makes sense. The astral can only stop astral.
Because if you think about it, like, okay, there are hiding secrets, but, like, how can you hide it from somebody who can travel through the astral realm?
Astral guards.
We need astral guards.
It makes sense. Logically, it makes sense. Like, I get it.
You see, like, the Men in Black, right? Yeah. You're traveling through the fucking White House, like, oh shit. Mm-hmm. They got the fucking guards there. I really can't do nothing.
They know the jig is up.
You would need something beyond the guard. Well, yeah, when I heard that, I was like, holy shit, that makes sense. Yeah. Because if you think about the astral shit, like, if you can travel anywhere, you can know any knowledge in the whole universe, in the whole planet, right? Mm-hmm. But little do, like, they know that people can actually do this, and they already, like, implemented, like, a plan to where they have guards to actually, they have to sleep to guard whatever the fuck they're guarding. Yeah.
They got to, and then eventually...
It's like a double guard.
Yeah, so it's like they're working while they're awake, and they're working while they're sleeping. Yep.
Hey, look. It sounds so crazy, like, how we're talking so casually about this, but I believe that it's very true.
No, I'm talking casually because I get it. Like, it makes sense, because I remember when he was doing the MK Ultra project, and I was reading stuff about. I'm talking about like I was there, but just reading about it, and the whole thing is trying to, like, use telepathy or mind reading, and astral projection was a huge one. I think Russia was really big on that, about sending.
Oh man, Russia
was big on that shit.
Man, Russia, they so dark on that. Like, they're so advanced. Like, I think, like, the shit that they're doing now, they know exactly what they're doing. I guarantee you they're not playing stupid. Like, something, it's a real reason why they're doing what they're doing right now. Yeah. Like, we can't understand it. Even though, like, we see it as, like, it's bad.
Oh, war.
But it's something beyond, like, what if we can't understand like right now? But it's something big, definitely. I think if anybody were ever to take like a psychedelic trip to actually see like the complexity
what is Putin doing?
Like behind of what's going on. Because come on, like does it make sense for like a country to
be this way?
Yeah, to
risk the end of the world.
This kind of like crazy threat and power towards another country. Like there's something behind it that's more deeper.
And we'll find out.
We just don't understand it right now.
No, what'd you tell me earlier? You had texted me. So we'll find out in 10 years on a Netflix show or something.
Yeah,
I agree. I was dying laughing. I was like,
find out.
He's right. We'll find out 10 years later what really happened on a Netflix documentary.
Yeah, because there's a lot of like hush hush shit going on right now. Like we just don't know. We just see what the news is telling us, and
that's all we got.
And the news don't even know themselves. Because if you think about it yourself, like that shit does not make any sense. Like
I did see a dude almost get hit by an RPG the other day on CNN.
Like a role playing game.
Like,
I'm just playing.
Yes, like that. It was like a dude in the street, and then I think the camera crew's like, "Hey, come on!" And it's like you see like a rocket like fly past him, and I was like, that shit is real."
Foot Locker is closed for the day.
Like even like CNN has even started to show like uncut war shit.
Hey, speaking of uncut shit, there's actually a new footage of the 9/11 video.
What?
That's never been released before. A new footage of 9/11, right, where the plane actually crashed into the building. I don't think none of you guys ever seen it because I saw it for the first time today.
I've never seen this. I've never seen it.
And it got released like maybe in February, right? So I saw the footage for the first time today. Holy shit, it's fucking crazy.
Can you send me the link
later? You can't even deny like that shit is fake.
Can you send me the link later? Have you got it?
Yeah, I'll send you a link. But what it shows is like the people like I don't know if they're on a boat or on a tour or whatever, but there's footage of showing like the whole plane traveling like from the sky all the way to where it hit the building.
Wait.
And you never saw that footage before. I swear to God, you never saw it yet.
Shellshock says the one from down on the pier or something like that. Like somebody like.
I think it was on a pier.
But somebody's like, so they see like this shit coming like from like.
Yeah, they saw it like from like I don't know. It looks like they were on a boat, but they saw it coming from like the
way from the sky, from like out
like from far away to where. They tracked it all the way to it hit the building.
That's crazy because I remember before there was never footage.
Yeah, we never saw that. Yeah,
there was never any footage of the first plane. And not too long ago, they showed like, hey, there is a camera footage of a guy that was down there. I think with like New York City Fire Department or something. But he had a camcorder, looked up, boom, plane hits the building.
Yeah,
that's the only one you see. But then I saw another video. That actually, this is the third one I've heard now. I saw another video on Reddit where like there's like college kids. They're like 2001, like they're like in there like some kind of building like partying or whatever, and then in the background is like this girl's talking, but in the background is like, we should play in the building, and they're like, oh my God, and he's like calling the phone, calling their moms, and then the second plane hits, they're like, what is going on? So that's the second video I've seen. So now there's a third one now of the first plane hitting. Oh, holy shit.
Yeah, the one I saw was like from it looks like they were like on a tour on the ocean, and then they recorded the plane coming from like way far away, all the way to where it hit the building from
a distance,
a down view, like if you would catch it from like a boat.
Oh, so they're looking up at it as it goes.
Yeah, they're looking up at it. They're like holy shit. Yeah. But then at the end you hear like, are they terrorists? Like back then, like that wasn't a common word that
I thought it was an accident when I first heard it. I swear I thought it was an accident. I thought it was like, okay, planes.
When I first heard about it, I thought it was a tornado because I'm so stupid.
I thought it was an accident. My teacher was like, hey, plane hit the World Trade Center. I'm like, all right. So it was a freak accident. Hope everybody makes it out. And then the next period I went to, I was like, oh shit, there was another one.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yo, like what's crazy, right? Like when I heard the story about this new footage that came up about the 9/11, right? They talked about it like in a group, like just like us, podcast style. And then they asked like, where were you at this moment when it happened? So they asked like everybody like in the room, like where were you at? And then one of the guys were like, he looked old as fuck, right? He was like, yeah, I was like in 4th grade. And then when he said that he was in 4th grade, I was like, holy shit.
What?
Because I remember we were in high school when this happened.
So how's he?
And then I'm looking at this dude talking about this shit. He's in 4th grade, and
he was older than us.
He looks older than us, and he's like a MMA guy and everything. I'm like, what happened? Why did we get the vaccine like that? We got the wrong shots.
I don't know how to swung in this direction. I don't know how we swung in this direction.
Oh, I fucked up the whole show. I was wondering because I was like, this dude looks so old, right? He's talking about his in 4th grade when the whole 9/11 happened. I was like, holy shit! I was like a freshman in high school.
We was like 8 years older than you. What is going on?
But he looked old as shit telling me the story, and I'm like, that's a crazy story. And you were in 4th grade. You're still learning how to divide.
Maybe he's on drugs or something when he got later.
No, it just shows you how big the gap is. Like,
I thought you said he looked old though.
Yeah, he looks old.
He might be on drugs or something.
No, he was natural.
Just all natural, just old.
We were the
genetics.
We were the one that was like experimented, man. Because like, look, I can compare it to like my friends like out in Cali, and then my friends out in here. We got stuck, man.
Compared to that,
we got stuck.
It's a different culture.
Because I look at them, I was like, hey, it's like you guys don't look like you're that old and shit compared to like the new kids. Yeah. So I was like, okay, so like whatever the fuck like we got shot up with when we were born, it was both East Side and West Side.
East Side, West Side.
Yeah, we got the same medicine, man. Making these little Ariana Grandes and shit. Because if you think about it as a pedophile point of view, they want to keep kids like looking like kids, right?
Yeah.
But they want them to be
adults,
documented as adults.
They look adult.
That's how sick the fucking pedophile world is.
Say she's 30, but what does she really look like? Oh yeah, Jesus says I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna say we gotta wrap this up.
That's wild, right?
Yes.
It got too wild.
I apologize.
Stu Jersey says after 4th grade, he had that hard life aged in him. Yeah, yes. Yeah. Yeah, we're about to clock out. Like, we went too far.
Yeah, let's get out of here. I gotta pee too.
All right, guys. Peace out. Adios. We'll catch you guys next week on Tuesday. Adios.
Love you guys. See you.
It's not illegal to not listen to music. It's illegal to be